All right, welcome back to the party, everybody. I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. What is going on? What is going on? We got no name first. Welcome to the party. We've got a roll up and chill, and then I've got something to show you. Right now, I got the second skin covering it. I'm gonna rip that off and do the big reveal. Somebody caught it on stream Friday night, and so you guys said wait until somebody notices it. Somebody noticed it, and now we're here. In case you forgot, we did a stream goal, which I did not expect you guys to hit. I was like, all right, if you hit this much, then you guys get to pick my next tattoo. And then you hit the goal. And I was like, oh shit, well, I'm a man of my word. So you guys get to pick my next tattoo. I put up a community tab post. Everybody, give me your craziest tattoo designs that you could think of. And obviously, I'm only going to pick ones that I'm going to put on my body, but go crazy with it. So I picked 4 of them, and the winning option was, of course, the Hindu Donald Trump. So it's a Hindu god, but with Donald Trump's head. And that is right here. So we will get there, but let's get people in here. Start doing the roll up. So I remember yesterday. Okay, so we got the Gorilla Diesel. No, this is the Gorilla Diesel that I used yesterday. I'm gonna use these. All right. And guess what over here? That's good. I got a 25 gram thing of CBN. It's got to be on the tip. But yeah, I turned it into this little tincture. And it's almost done. You just drink it, and it kind of boosts sleepiness of whatever you're smoking. Shout out to Boggs. Welcome to the party. Very good to see you, sir. So I figured, what we could do for, it ain't even like that. We got the goody. The CBN is from a company, and then, as you guys know, the Keef I use is also from a company, but everything else is from the plug, on the low. We got Ryan in the building. Welcome to the party. That's that we might do for a 10K sub stream party. I think that's what's in mind for that. But what are you guys up to? What are you guys up to? It was a wild week, man. It was a wild week. And man, it felt good getting a tattoo again. It felt good. I mean, it didn't feel good, but it felt good to get back in the seat, back under the needle. Earning some ink. People are they have like that Ambla numbing cream. And people are putting on numbing cream before they get a tattoo. Like, no, that's cheating. You gotta earn it. You don't just get to slap something on your body without going through the pain. I don't really care. Do what you want. But I feel a closeness to the tattoos that I have. And again, that's what I'll show you so far. Oh, we can do it. That's what I'll show you so far. But once I'm done rolling up, then I'm going to pull up the second skin, because it's still got that, that crinkly look, but it's getting all unsticky and stuff. I'm gonna take it off anyway. But while we're rolling up, I figured why not? Let's check out what Nick Shirley's been up to. He certainly hasn't lost any steam. His newer video from last week? It was 5 days ago. Is now up to 1 million views. And I mean, is anybody surprised that there's fraud going on in California under Gavin Newsom? Me neither. So I am like I said the last time, I changed plugs, and they used to put like these labels on them, and so I just take the label off and put it on the jar. So I remembered exactly what strain it was. now they don't do that. So they come in these little jars. They come in these little jars, and they write it on the top. Are we just guessing? But I mean, obviously, I know what I'm ordering when I order it, and I just go by whichever head cruisers on trigonometry. Oh, gang, I ain't gotta do shit tomorrow. I ain't gotta do shit. But yeah, I always like to do a two strains, mix them up, and then I add my key. We call it golden. You can see from here. I just do it halfsy. Fill up half of one, half of the other, and then if you know my trick, because I've got a giant grinder, which I did not anticipate would have giant teeth and also giant holes, which gave you a giant grind, in the sense that you're getting the little mini nugs instead of a powder. So we will see that. But let's check out our boy Nick Shirley. As always, if you get on the video, please do let me.
This is the sound of hospice money. Could you just answer the question, what's the need for 1,000% increase in hospice care here inside of LA? Do you have the paperwork to enroll a little boy by the name of Joey?
You don't know what's going on?
Well, it says there's 14 children enrolled here on the state of California. That there is $6,000 per beneficiary. Can you give us any explanation? Where can we open a hospital?
Fraud? In California? No way. I don't believe that. Not for a second. Oh man, they're coming for you. They are coming for you. Are they coming for you? Or are they coming for Nick Shirley?
What's that? Give the Maybach just like you.
California may have the largest amount of fraud in the country, as California is the state with the highest taxes and collects more money than any other state in America. It is filled with fraud. California's version of Medicaid, called Medi-Cal, has more than doubled since 2022 from $108 billion to a proposed $222 billion in 2026. Their population, however, has not grown exponentially. However, their spending has. There has been 1,000% increase in hospice care in the Los Angeles County. In fact, 1 out of every $10 of home health care in America is spent in Los Angeles. On top of that, their government-funded daycare programs are filled with violations. While they continue to give money to these fraudsters, it is estimated that the fraud in California could be in the hundreds of billions of dollars. In this video, we'll be going face-to-face with these fraudsters, confronting them as they defraud the American taxpayer out of millions and billions of dollars as they live their lives in luxury, driving around luxurious cars that cost more than $100,000 that you actually paid for. Let's start first by going to these daycares filled with violations that still continue to receive.
Yep, it's just that simple. I mean, you could just send the government a fake invoice and they'll pay it. Apparently, some of us were under this crazy assumption that we live in a society where there's rules and stuff. Crazy.
Money from the government.
So this is the location of the daycare. It's in the middle of this shopping plaza. A lot of the buildings are closed down or boarded up, have been graffitied. And then you also have just a big dumpster right here with all this garbage. And then the daycare is right there. We're gonna go in right now.
We actually have a homeless person there too.
Oh,
you see that?
There's actually somebody sleeping here right now. Hello?
Oh, there's
You all right?
food right there.
And so there is a homeless man who's sleeping right next to the daycare. He's sleeping right here, and the daycare is right there. This does not look like a place where you'd want to bring your child.
I mean, I would almost like, I wouldn't even be surprised if somebody was like, "Oh, that's fake. That's fake. A homeless guy right outside the thing." But nah, it do be like that. Shout out to HR Death Poet. Welcome to the party. Get in where you fit. Apparently that's the spot in California.
And it does not look suitable and set the code to be a place where children are enrolled. So they do have some children here. How many do they usually say they have? Or
As real quick, before we get to that tattoo reveal, remember, tattoos are not cheap, and I did this out of dedication to you guys So if you would like to help pay for the cost of the tattoo, and of course you know that every single donation comes with a treat for Morty, please do send in those donos. I did it for you!
What's the story with the
The
children?
last few visits from the state have said that they have 39 enrolled.
And right now we're seeing about 5 children.
Yes.
They are enrolling right now. It says Medina Learning Center is now enrolling. So let's see if little Joey can lead a little bit here at Medina. Do you have the paperwork to enroll a little boy by the name of Joey? Yes, we'd like to enroll little Joey into daycare.
They have as their backup facility the UMI Learning Center, and the UMI Learning Center was convicted in federal court in 2024.
I do have a bunch of free tattoos. My brother, he used to have the machine. I don't know what happened to it. He doesn't have it anymore. But you know, for something like that's gonna go, that is on my leg. Like anything that's gonna be, you know, visible like that, especially with my skin tone, it's very difficult for, like, I'm not white and I'm not black, obviously, and so like you can see the difference. Let's go with the difference. Look how dark this is. Like up here, that should be, you know, there should be more of a gradation. But the guy who did this was a white guy and tattooed me like I'm a white guy. Versus this clipper ship tattoo, where you can see the waves are done much better. Because you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for. Shout out to Glow and Dar. Welcome to the party. I'm just rolling up a little bit, and then I'm gonna show you the tattoo. I'm gonna take off the second skin and show it in all its glory. And you guys have to help me decide if I should color it more, shade it more, or leave it as is. Because, like, you know, especially with the fact that, you know, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that Trump's doing that I don't love. And so it's more about you guys than it is about Trump. And like, do I want it that obvious that I have a Trump tattoo, even if it is kind of making fun of him as a Hindu god? I don't know. So think about it. We will see. We also got Yaya. Welcome to the party. We got Gamer Girl. Welcome to the party. Welcome. Let's dive back in.
UMI Learning Center, and the UMI Learning Center was convicted in federal court in 2024 of having a
What up? Liberty Plus TV. Good to see you, brother. Welcome.
and the UMI Learning Center was convicted in federal court in 2024 of having 150 ghost kids. So I want to find out what the affiliation is and why this facility is listed as the backup.
Yeah, can I get the paperwork to enroll a child?
Yes, I can.
Great.
What do you think about daycares being used for fraudulent businesses to...
I'm sure he just is wearing the mask, you know, just for COVID reasons. Just because of COVID. Come on.
What do you think about daycares being used for fraudulent businesses to receive money from the government to say they're enrolling 39 children, 89 children, and for millions of dollars to be going towards these facilities? What do you think about that as you do work in a daycare?
No, it does happen. I've seen it like elsewhere.
yeah.
I've seen it.
We'll be doing it.
Listening to the news. So it does happen.
Thank you.
The card that they gave us, this is the licensee, the person who owns it.
And that's so far been the only thing they've been able to give us as to how to enroll a child.
At least they have business cards.
And then the back corner of this parking lot appears to be...
At least they have business cards. The other place just wouldn't talk to him at all. So, I mean, hey, one for California, I guess. Also, I like that more people use them when they're actually sick now than before. I stopped seeing them as a real symbol. If there are no other... you stop seeing it as a real symbol if there are no other clues. I think more people use them when they're actually sick. Fair enough. I mean, I don't see that. I see it as a symbol, but without talking to people, it's all speculation.
Be the playground. Here's a bunch of garbage, and then right here appears to be the playground, some strange things are happening outside this daycare. Whether or not it's fraudulent, there is a lot of suspicious activity taking place. This right here is Hayden Sarah Family Childcare. This is a daycare right here. Apparently, they have 14 children enrolled. Tell us a little bit more about this daycare right here.
I will say that when I was young, my not really my brother, he was a little bit older, but once my sister was born, my younger sister was born, and my mom went back to work, then we did go to a daycare that was just in some lady's house. So the fact that it is just in a home, and like I don't know if there were 14 kids there, but I think there was usually like 3 adults around, and 14 is not a crazy number for that. But let's see where it goes. Everybody's on vertical today. Shout out to the vertical again, guys. If you enjoy being on the vertical stream, that's awesome. But if you prefer to be on the landscape, all you got to do is hit the link in the description, and we'll bring you right over. And it looks a lot better. Just because when we go here and go in here and all that stuff, I mean. But I don't see people wearing masks as much as I saw people being sick in the pre-COVID world. If we were seeing that the only people wearing these masks are people who are actively sick, then we should see that in greater numbers than we do, because people get sick. If we're seeing like very, very rarely, then it is likely that, again, it could be, I don't know, but I'm saying it's likely that it's not a matter of, oh, I'm sick, so I'm going to put a mask on. And especially in this case, I think we could spread a little bit that they know who Nick Shirley is, and they don't want to be on camera.
In the middle of the hills here in San Diego.
So according to state records, when inspectors arrived here, there were 14 kids enrolled, but 0 present. And then this place was also cited for having missing children's records and also not having a facility roster.
It's kind of weird that there's this daycare in the middle of a neighborhood. Hello?
I was naked, okay?
No, you weren't.
I can see you. I was like, I wasn't dressed up.
She was naked? That's not a good sign for a daycare. That's not a good sign for a daycare.
Kind of weird that there's this daycare in the middle of a neighborhood. Hello?
I was naked, okay?
No, you weren't.
I was naked? Well, even if you were, you're not naked now. So why are you giving us that information? If somebody knocks on your door of your business, and you happen to be naked for, let's just say, a legitimate reason, then yeah, right? And let's just say there was some legitimate reason that you were naked at your place of business. Now you are dressed, answering the door. Why are we talking about you being naked at all? Of course, shout out to Melted Man Media, and this is the bullshit. This is the bullshit. It starts from the very moment. So the more difficult part here is that obviously these people are going to be aware of who Nick Shirley is, unlike when he was in Minneapolis and he was just some dude to them. So like you're going to see a lot more defensiveness. But I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. I said I'd rather a nudist daycare over an LGBT daycare. What's the difference, right? What's the difference? Can you? What's a worse daycare than a nudist daycare? Give me an example. You said you could think of them. What's a worse example? Shout out to Lone Wolf and Cub. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I said liberals will soon have medical professionals create a mask for their booties. Gotta cover all the bases. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So before we move on, as I told you guys, when you have a larger grinder, then you got to check the teeth, you got to check the holes. Otherwise, you're not going to, speaking of holes, otherwise you're going to grind it up and you're going to get all these little mini nugs instead of fine powder. So instead, and this I always fuck it up when I do it on camera, but instead, what you want to do is a spin and flip upside down. So one. Oh, no, hold on. See, I always mess it up on camera. Boom. and then just keep spinning. So now it's being ground up, but it's not falling through. And because it's taking up so much space, it's just going to continue to grind it deeper and deeper and smaller and smaller, so that when I'm packing the cones, then we don't have to worry about ripping it, because we have these little nugs. We have an actual, not a powder, but, you know, leaf ground up. All right, you get the point. We'll finish that. I'll take a Mormon daycare over a nudist daycare every single day of the week. What are you talking about? Okay, Jamestown would be worse. Fair. But Mormons could, you know, they have some weird ideas, but they're not going to diddle your kids. Come on, man.
I can sue you. I was like, I wasn't dressed up. I'm Muslim.
Wait,
Either way,
naked, I can sue you.
Okay?
no, you weren't.
I can sue you. I was like, I wasn't dressed up. I'm Muslim.
Either way, can we enroll a child into the daycare?
You don't know what's going on.
Well, it says there's 14 children enrolled
We don't know what's going on. That's why we're here.
here on the state of California.
All right.
It says there's 14 children enrolled here.
You don't care.
I do care. Then where are the children?
Objection! You don't care? Nah, bitch. Very clearly, you don't care. Objection! They tell on themselves. Where
are the children at?
It's not enough, Minnesota. You come here.
Where are the children at? Where are the children at, ma'am? All right, so what she's doing, she's making a video right now. She's going to send it out all to all the other daycares.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, enrolled for 14 children, no children.
All right, so we're upside down. We've got lots of movement. Then flip her back over. Give her a couple other, whatever you calls them. Knock out the bits that were packed in. And that is what you want. And look at the size of the holes. If I just ground it normally, then there would just be nugs of that size filling up this thing. Which, if you yeah, well, we're gonna be adding powder. Don't you worry about that. But yeah, like if you're rolling a blunt, if you're rolling just a regular joint, that's not the end of the world, because you can just roll around that. But I like to pack the raw cones, so I need a nice, smooth powder-esque, we will say. All right, now moving on.
Here, and this is from the state of California. We're not targeting Somalian population. We're just going after daycares, and it just so happens to be that all the daycares, they are Somalian so far.
Somali.
Where are the children at, ma'am? 14 children. Would you like to make a statement as to where the children are?
You don't care where is my children are.
Ma'am, we would not be here if we weren't asking you.
You don't care. You don't care.
What do you mean we don't care? This is why we're here.
And don't record me. You don't care.
This is why we're here to ask
Objection!
about these
Don't ask
daycares.
me who you are. Who you are.
My name's Nick Shirley. You already know
Nick
that.
Shirley. I know.
Hey, you just
you
made the
are trouble
video.
man.
How are we making trouble? You're causing trouble.
Let me call 911.
We just want to know where the children are.
No, I'm calling 911.
For what?
To you.
Okay.
For what?
You come to my house.
We haven't done
I
anything.
don't know.
The problem with these daycares is that they receive money through a program called CalWorks, but as you see, there are no.
I think they're overrated. It doesn't smoke like you want to smoke, and it's way too expensive for what it is. What I do is almost exactly the same as Moon Rocks, but significantly cheaper. If I had a little bit of batter as well, and not only added the keef, but added the fucking you're saying drizzle, but you know, yeah, I added same thing, much cheaper. Make it yourself. Grumpy, welcome to the party. Unfortunately, Democrats are morons everywhere. Welcome. I wish we could. Well, none of you are like caught up with the pit, right? I'm very frustrated because I did. Okay, let me think about how to do this because I want to show you something about the pit where they had like a scene with ice. And they didn't handle it very well, but it's not as bad as it could have been. So I'm trying to think about how to ask you guys about that. Give me a second. All right, let's go back to Nick Shirley.
These daycares is that they receive money through a program called CalWorks, but as you see, there are no children actually there. These fraudsters are simply enrolling children on paper to receive government subsidies. Even after the state visits these daycares and confirms there are no children actually there, the government and the state continue to give these daycares money. Now let's go to another daycare.
Once again, we have another.
It's so funny that people were like, "Oh, he's a fraud. He was debunked." It's like, okay, well then why were Walls and the other dude, why were they in front of the Senate Oversight Committee for fraud? Just because they had nothing better to do that day? Come on.
Daycare, but this daycare is right here inside of this home, and let's see if there's any children here. They do say they have 7 enrolled. The state has said that there is 0 when they arrive. Is this Habubu Family Child Care?
Boo-boo!
Yeah, we were wondering if we could enroll a child into the daycare here.
We know you. You need to get up from here because there is trespassing. You see the sign here of trespassing?
And can I speak with somebody on the sidewalk? We
I thought I had another thing of Keith, but this is all we've got. This is all we've got for the night. I mean, it's a decent amount. Should be all right. But I thought I had more. Sunday, I could hit the dispenser for that, but you know, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I can't I just whenever I get a bowl, I have certain things that you need. You need the flat bottom. You gotta make sure you have the flat bottom, otherwise that shit's gonna roll all over the place. You need the double bulb. You need the double bulb so that you can hold it. And I don't know why, because I know that this bump is only on the outside, but for whatever reason, every bowl I've smoked that has one was good, and everyone that I bought that didn't have that was just a straight pipe, was not good. And then, of course, you need a nice deep bowl. So you want to pack that so that it cherries, but I tend to get stronger. Like, I'll pack it too tight because I like a nice pull. And then, I'll be coughing a lot. So I'll only take 2 hits, and I'll put it down, and then I'll forget. And then I'm gone, 10 minutes later, I go to take another hit, and then so on and so on. By the time I'm at the end of the bowl, I'm only yay high because I've been putting, so much time in between hits. Whereas when this is on fire, like, it's in my hand, and it's on fire. So it's going. It's going. Yeah. Oh yeah, we've been there. We've all been there. But if once you're situated, then you got to go for convenience. Convenience, maybe. All right.
just like to speak with somebody. Yes, sir.
Hide the sign, please.
Yes, we're right here. Can we talk to you really quick, sir?
Talk to you. Fuck you. What are you
Can I come talk to you, please? All right, so right now, the current situation is we have some people yelling through the Ring doorbell cam. A man came out, started yelling, and then we also have this car recording us as well. But we just want to ask them for some clarification for the American people.
4 different visits. The state inspectors have shown up. There's kids enrolled anywhere from 7 kids and up. And every single time the state has showed up, 0.
0 children.
That's the state of California.
We're just asking for some clarification. They won't even answer any of our questions.
So essentially,
So how is it that the government is showing up and they're seeing that there's supposed to be kids here, but there are not kids here, and they're not shut down? That should be fraud on the part of the state. The state is defrauding the public by saying that this place is fit to be open. No?
a house just like this is receiving money from government subsidies without actually running a daycare. Meanwhile, they get money from the government as they run their fake daycares. And now let's go to another one that's even more concerning, as kids are left all alone.
Now we're at the Jama Shukri Family Childcare. This place is not a shopping plaza. It's not anywhere near any place that looks like a place where a daycare would be. In fact, it's actually in one of these apartments right here.
It's called the soda can.
So they're able to have daycares inside apartment buildings?
Yes, So I've come across many of these. Some of these are on the third story of an apartment complex. It's only 1 bedroom, and yet the capacity is for 8 kids.
We just arrived at the daycare. We have 2 kids out here. I don't know if they're members of the daycare. There's no oversight right here. Can we talk to your teacher? Is your teacher there? So this is the first child we've ever encountered at one of these daycares. There's 2 kids out here right now, and we're gonna see if we can talk to the
Licensee. It is, according to this paperwork, Shukri Jama.
Can we talk to the adult?
He's not here.
Oh,
Not here.
no adult.
So you guys all by yourself.
Just chilling. Just chilling. Thanks, Newsom. This is. I mean, I know to expect this type of shit, but that brings memories of like literal human trafficking. We say these people get millions from the government, but I get a ticket on the bus because their ticket machine doesn't work. Exactly. Had a tax assessment where they stole $750. Yep, and it's always the people who are trying to play by the rules that get fucked. I'm going to assume you're joking. I'm going to assume you're joking.
He's not here.
Not here.
Yeah.
So you guys all by yourself.
Yeah. Open the door.
No one's here.
No one is. No one is not here.
Okay, so you guys are all by yourself.
Okay. I can see by myself.
Yeah. Okay, that's concerning.
Hold
No
on.
one's watching those children, and they're all by themselves.
My heart is breaking right now.
Okay. I can see by myself.
See by my
Yeah. Okay, that's
by myself.
concerning. No one's watching those children, and they're all by themselves.
My heart is breaking right now. I can't.
And think about the overall implications. Like whether Box was joking or not, like yeah, they're just sitting there, like nothing is happening to them in the moment. But any number of things could go wrong. And this isn't even this is not even talking about like oh, somebody's gonna come and hurt them. Like they could just be playing and someone falls. They could, a lamp could start a fire. There's so many things why there is such a thing as daycare. And then you can just put them on a magic carpet and they're fine. That's insane to me.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and what makes you so emotional as a mother, seeing that those kids are just out by themselves?
Seeing the kids all by themselves. It's supposed to be a licensed daycare, and there's no adult anywhere. What is going on?
And the crazy thing is, California allocates $6 billion.
$6 billion. How is that not? How are we not then like, okay, well, let's identify these kids. Let's find their parents. And, if they're citizens, arrest them. And if they're not, fucking deport them. How is that not the move?
Dollars to childcare and daycare. And the crazy thing is, California allocates $6 billion to childcare and daycare facilities just like these, and there are over 39,000 facilities in the state.
Like it was one little joke was funny, but it doesn't really seem like you're joking, and it sounds like you're saying that other kids in other countries are forced to be child soldiers. And that's not what's happening here, so no big deal. This is the correct response. Liberals are terrifying. This is the one we like. This is my favorite liberal. This is my favorite liberal. You are speaking insanity. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. You have children. You have children. And you think it's okay for kids to just be unaccounted for. I don't have the words. I don't have the words.
The California Department of Social Services even found an error rate of over 1.6% in their own audits. And to be very conservative, it is safe to say there's upwards of $100 million in fraud lost each and every single year. And now let's head over to where there is so much fraud, you're going to lose your mind. Let's head over to Van Nuys, where there is home health care and hospice fraud literally everywhere.
With the fraud here, California ranks the highest.
And saying the money is almost gone? What money's almost gone? They just printing money. Money ain't backed by anything. So what do you mean it's almost gone? It's all going to them. Craziness. Yeah, there's a difference between being a helicopter parent and sending them to a daycare where nobody is there. You're gonna get me angry, so I'm not gonna address everything that you say. That's fair that you have these opinions. You say what you say, but that's crazy to me.
For Medicare, Medicaid, Medi-Cal, whatever you want to call it, they spend the most amount of money per state. And here in LA, 1 out of every $10 that goes towards home health care in the United States goes to a business here in LA. Right now, we're in Van Nuys. This location has tons of hospice centers, home healthcare centers, and right now we are going to Gardens of Angels Hospice. They billed $4.8 million per beneficiary. They charged $5,807 with 28.6 claims per patient and only 2 codes, which means 2 services were provided. And inside of the same location, there's also Blossom Hospice, and they received $3.4 million with $6,000 per beneficiary at $927 per claim and only 1 code, which means they only provided 1 service. And it looks like there's about 15 more hospice centers inside this one plaza we're going to right now. We have all the information.
So are you saying the money that's allocated for these programs, is that what you're saying about the money's almost gone? Is that what you mean? Yeah, I'm not fully sure how that works, but yeah. These programs have been installed for 20 years. Well, thanks, Nick Shirley, for showing us the light.
With us, in some of these places, it doesn't even look like they've been registered with the CMS, which is the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid. 7 of the 4 entities have 0 SMS data, possibly shell registrations, shell companies. And there's rumored that these are Armenian Russian gangs, Armenian Russian mafia. So we're gonna go in there and we're just gonna ask them, what's the need for all this hospice? Is there that many people dying here in LA where they need to be spending millions and millions of dollars on this hospice care? All right, right now we're looking for a Garden of Angels hospice.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Going Dark. We absolutely need to protect children, especially like when you were a latchkey kid. Were there people out there, trying to get you to chop your fucking dick off? Because that's what's happening now. Shout out to Abe Dinkus. Welcome to the party. Man said it took all the cameraman and 12 sheets of files of paper to do it. Exactly. The House of Cards. The House of Cards. Once you flick one, the whole thing comes crumbling down. But we have to know that it is a House of Cards so that we know how to address it. I say again, thank you, Mr. Shirley.
Hospice. All these buildings are all hospice centers. Let's see if we can find Garden of Angels. This is the Angels of Haven Hospice Care. We have Angels of Valley Hospice. Hello, how are you? Good. We were looking for Guardian of Angels Hospice, but this one will probably do Angels of Valley Hospice. We were wondering if we could get some information and check our grandma into hospice.
Your grandma?
Yeah.
Which hospice is she in?
We'd love to maybe see if it's possible to get her in here to Angels of Valley.
You have to get a hospital referral.
Yeah.
Hospital referral. Okay, how many people do you guys have with you guys?
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant. Oh, okay.
Where are you guys from?
Where am I from? I'm from.
Yeah, that's the other thing that people try to throw. It's like, oh, he's getting paid by blah 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 blah. Like, if you know anything about content creation, like with the 2 videos he's already done, though, he's probably, if I had to guess, just based on the ad revenue alone, probably did about 50 to 75 grand per video. Then, if he's got sponsors, If he, I'm not even subscribed to his channel. So, other stuff that he does that I'm sure gets money, you don't need to be taking money. Now, does that mean that, well, true. And then does that mean that he can't be corrupted? Absolutely not. People will take money, even if they don't need money. But it's very powerful that we're in an age where we don't need an establishment to take on this type of bullshit.
From here, we're just looking for a spot for our grandma.
Yeah, no, we're doing
Okay. Yeah, because we're seeing like we got Garden of Angels, Blossom Hospice here.
I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll keep looking for Guardian of Angels then. So they say they only take it from hospitals, which could be a valid response. Let's go see if we can find Guardian of Angels. This place is just filled with hospice centers.
Whoa. Fair. Let's say it's not like you can just go and sign up and be like, yeah, my grandma's not doing so well. You guys want to? Fair. Maybe they only take from hospitals. But isn't it odd that the business that is tied to that address, they're not even aware of it? They've never gotten mail from them. They've never ever had anybody accidentally go there. Like, this is the public information. So you would expect that if there's another company there and it's not them, then they would be aware of the fact that there's another company using their address. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Yep. Money printer go burr. There was just so much. There's just so much more money now. There's so many more dollars individually to keep track of that. I mean, how could they? How could they? And they say something like a quarter or maybe even more of the money that's ever been in existence was printed after COVID or during COVID. We're fucked. This is where all that money's going.
Valid response. Let's go see if we can find Guardian of Angels. This place is just filled with hospice centers and home health care centers. You have one right here, 7-star home health care. And then up here, you have Miracle Healing Hospice. So this hospice location, Miracle Healing Hospice, in 2023, they charged $1.3 million, and per beneficiary was $32,000 for 38 beneficiaries. Per beneficiary, that comes out to $32,935. Let's see if Grandma could check herself into this one. I'm just trying to be a good grandson. When we're knocking the door, no one's coming. We look inside the window. Empty building.
Just an empty room. Just an empty room. I wonder why there was no hospice care there. Daycare is easier to bust. Fair enough. Who on the side of handing out checks does the checks on the money? That's the right question. Who is it? Yeah, right. Nick is the one actually doing it, but who is the person that's supposed to be doing what Nick is doing and shutting people down if he finds what Nick is finding? Where are they? This is why there's so much inflation, the Fed and government. Yep, all that shit together. All that shit together. Because it's not one thing. It's not like, oh, if we just fix this one thing, then the economy is going to be great. Obviously, that's not the case. But each one of these things are an important cog in the wheel of what keeps the corruption turning.
In 2023, this place received $1.3 million.
Not a single piece of furniture.
Nothing.
Insane. This is insane.
Okay, well, since we can't go to Miracle, let's see if we can get SX Home Health. It says they're open Monday through Friday from 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m.
It's getting really hard to find grandma the healthcare she needs these days.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah, right. You'd think that all of these people, they're like, oh my God, we need healthcare for everyone. This would be where they start, on the ground level. The ground level, the people that actually need the care right now. But they don't care about that. They don't care about anything except winning more political points.
We got SX Home Healthcare. They're not open, so it's all right because you can go to Alpha Omega, Ventana Hospice Inc.
Hello?
Not only are these shell companies, these are shell buildings. It's like somebody took a motel building and turned it into 100 fraudulent organizations. I don't
We got a nice Mercedes down there. Three nice Mercedes down there. Three Teslas.
To double as like a illegitimate car lot. Like, are they selling a car right now?
Grandma's not going to Alpha and Omega, so maybe she can go to Serene Touch Home Healthcare. Says they're open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's 1 p.m. right now. Let's see if they're here. Perfect. This one's open.
Oh, we got one that's open, actually open during working hours. And the thing that you need to remember is, even if we say, okay, we wouldn't expect you to just go in and be able to walk into a building where, you know, there's medical stuff going on. That is not a solid point, because anything that has a business like that is going to have a reception counter, a front-facing person. There's going to be a person hired specifically to be there. That's what we call a receptionist. None of them have them. None of them have anyone. This one's open. Let's see.
Hello.
And once again, it was completely empty and nobody was there. We went to the next door because it was another hospice.
Here we have another location. We got St. Michelle, HHCI, Home Healthcare Inc. Hello. No one's here. Hello, sir.
How can I help you?
Yes. Well, we were originally looking for some hospice for our grandma, and then it turns out that all these locations are hospice and home healthcare locations, and a lot of these.
Looking for hospice for who?
Grandma.
For Dr. Oz?
Yeah, for Dr. Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah, for our grandma.
Yeah.
It'd be
for grandma.
It'd be pretty
Take
good.
Dr. Oz to take his grandma and go to the other buildings and find a hospice. You know, this is stupid. You can record me.
Why can't I record you?
You can.
In public, honey, sweetie baby, First Amendment auditor. You walked up to a camera. You walked up to a camera. Found lost one, getting the money for. Yep. It shouldn't be that difficult. It shouldn't be that difficult. And I'm trying to think, like, how. I mean, because you need the resources to, you know, have, a cameraman to do this, to take the time to research this. You might need to get in contact with somebody who has a little bit more access to this than you do, or that's why there's always somebody else in the video with Nick that, like, it's mostly the other person. Nick is kind of just presenting the information. But it should be pretty simple. In the grand scheme of things, it should be pretty simple to find out who is the one that's signing off on all of this and saying, no big deal, no big deal. Yeah, right. Always in the coolest shirts. He'll figure it.
A hospice. You know, this is stupid. You can record me.
Why can't I record you?
You cannot.
Oh, okay. Well, we were looking for Guardian of Angels.
Well, did you see any Garden of Angels on the doors?
Nope, but they received and billed $4.8 million.
Well, it's their problem.
But we do have yours, actually.
Mine?
Yeah, yours is a KMD, right?
Yes.
So we do have yours, and there are a lot of these.
How many millions did I need?
We don't have your official number because it wasn't posted on the CMS website or on their data set.
And you're from where?
My name's Nick Shirley. They actually made like all this information in the data public for everyone to see what was going on in our country because so much corruption's happening.
Yes.
But it doesn't look like we could find any of your information from the CMS data set, but we do have you here. So is that concerning that your information wasn't reported to the CMS? To the CMS data set as far as the billing and how much money you guys receive from Medicare and Medicaid?
That's like if you were a cop and they were like, don't you find it alarming that your name isn't even in our database as a person who exists, much less as a police officer? You're like, well, what is that? I would say the opposite. Maybe not this guy. That, you know, they're smarter than that. But this guy, why old man? Box, you are pissing me the fuck off today. I think he is the bottom level. He's not. He might not even know that he is part of a an illegal operation. I think he does, which is why he's being so antagonistic. But it is possible that some of these people think that they just run. They're like, hey, I got I got a job for you. You just got to maintain this building, and here's the address, and you just got to be there and make sure nothing goes down, and we'll pay you X amount of dollars. I think a lot of people would be like, okay, I'm not asking questions, especially if you're illegal. And this might be one of those people.
First, you have to research.
Oh, that's what we have
what's
right
the-
here.
No. It's a piece of paper.
Oh well, we went
First, you
through
have to
all the data
research,
sets.
If you want to learn, I'll teach you how to get after the crooked people.
Okay, help us.
Oh.
We'd love for you to help us.
This is just like on To Catch a Predator, when Chris Hansen's like, okay, come in. Why don't you sit down? What are you doing here? Why are you trying to meet a 14-year-old girl? And the guy's like, well, I was just going to tell her that she shouldn't be talking to older men on the internet because, like, it could be dangerous. Because, like, I'm here just to make sure she's okay. But, like, what if I wasn't? What if I wasn't? It's giving To Catch a Predator. To catch a fraud.
After the crooked people.
Okay, help us. We'd love for you to help us.
First, you have to research. Like you said the name, and you have a number, right?
Yes.
Then you come to my office. It's a brand new office. And you don't come to a building like this, like from like FBI guys. Oh, we're gonna get the crooks.
Okay, well, can you tell us, for instance, Miracle over there?
What do you mean on PC? Protected custody? What's PC? Is that a newer movie? I think if it's a newer movie, like not like new, but like post 2015, then I think so. If it's older than that, then I don't think so.
I don't give a fuck about the music.
Well, you should because they're.
Why not?
You should because they're making you people like you who have a real business.
I could show you. I'll help you find the fraud. But then we bring up your numbers. I don't care about this. Or you don't actually care. Insane.
Apparently. For instance, Miracle over there.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about the music.
Well, you should because they're.
Why not?
You should because they're making you people like you who have a real business apparently getting a bad rap. You realize that, right? For instance, they received $1.3 million. They're a shell company. There's nothing in there.
But think about that as well. Let's say that you were running a legitimate daycare, hospice, transportation, whatever, a legitimate company, and there are a bunch of other companies in the area stealing money from the government and you know, keeping up with your competition, making your entire industry look bad. Maybe you don't care enough to you know, go out there and fight the good fight because, hey, you know, it's the government's money, I'm just doing me. Fair. But in a conversation, you should at least be frustrated that, like, yeah, well, I own a business and other people are making owning that type of business look inherently like fraud. Where's that attitude? Where is anything that would be normal about what we would expect if this was normal? Protect custody. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Well, I mean, but fraud is a good reason to take away that protected custody, no? Kevin James, and the guy is a security guard at facility. What? I'll assume you guys are talking to yourselves then.
Really empty, and they received $1.3 million. You should care.
What do you mean?
If you're in this industry, I'd be pissed if someone was stealing money, making me look bad if they were in my industry.
They don't
right?
look me bad because I'm not bad. You have anything against my agency? Let's go.
Well, we were asking.
Put my hands and.
We're just asking you questions, sir. Like, how come Miracle Healing Hospice right there? They received $32,000 per beneficiary, yet their building's completely empty.
Call the FBI, Department of Justice.
Oh, they know.
I'm just doing my job as a citizen to show people what's happening here in our country because we're all paying a lot of money in taxes, and it turns out a lot of it's just going towards fraud.
Well, I'm very happy you're going to catch the fraud people. Honestly.
Yeah, me too.
But it doesn't look like bad. It doesn't make me bad because some people are doing bad stuff.
Yeah. So what's the need for 1,000% increase in hospice here inside of LA?
There isn't. Shout out to Trey Williams. Welcome to the party. I don't know if I have a faith, but I have an understanding that if you can get people to see it in a whatever it is in a certain perspective, you actually can change people's minds. You can actually change people's minds. You're not going to change everybody's mind, but you know, you just got to move the needle. Welcome. Guys, don't forget about Morty. He is hungry, and I am broke.
In California.
You're asking me?
Yeah, because you're in the industry, so we figured might as well ask you. Like, you obviously found it was a good business to start. You just started yours, right?
I started my business in
How long?
1997.
Okay, great. So
How old
how
are you? I'm sorry.
come you're seeing such an increase in hospice care here?
Maybe I don't know if everybody likes the business. What can I say? I do this from 1997.
Good for you. And so
Yeah.
since you've been in the industry for so long, why do you think we're seeing 1,000% increase in hospice care here inside of LA? And
Shout out to Average Debate Enjoyer. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the parties. The bar scrutiny needed to be cleared to change my mind is high. Yeah, I think that's totally fair. Like we see even if we were, let's go back in time to the first video that he did. There's a level of skepticism that you should bring to anything like this. But there is a different aspect of we saw what we saw, but we didn't know anything else. Now that we've seen actual politicians get in trouble and be in front of the Senate committee, we understand that these numbers are real, so on and so on and so on. And so on. It goes so much in the direction of we have it right. And again, if you want to change my mind, the bar is up there. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
for so long, why do you think we're seeing 1,000% increase in hospice care here inside of LA and in California?
I cannot answer that question because
it looks like they're all running out of here. Everyone's heading out. We just got to answer some questions, and why can't?
I got time, baby. I got time. Like I always tell you, we are closer to the beginning than we are till the end. Oh, God damn it. Did I just, God. Okay.
So we figured might as well ask you. Like, you obviously found it was a good business to start. You just started yours, right? They're all running care here inside of LA and California.
I cannot answer that question because
it looks like they're all running out of here. Everyone's heading out.
Well, everybody.
We just got to answer some questions, and why can't?
Who's running out?
What? Look at all the people scattering out of here. They're all here just a minute ago.
There's no operating.
Over 80 people connected.
Yeah, there's no operating businesses. There's supposed to be all these workers. There's supposed to be people in hospice, and nothing has moved. Nothing has changed. But camera shows up, and we know it's Nick, and it's a white guy, and they know they're doing fraud, and all these expensive cars dip out. I mean, it's all circumstantial, but come on.
To one of these dormant motel rooms with no furniture, and they are, getting $30,000 per person. It's millions of dollars. We come and knock on the door. It's an abandoned shell company.
I don't say it's right, and I don't care about those people.
Could you just answer the question? What's the need for 1,000% increase in hospice care here inside of LA?
So, like, if he's, let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he is, the one hospice worker who really has been working since 1997 and is legit and all of that stuff. I could understand being like, I don't know anything about that. Like, I came to this country, I did it the right way. I'm a legal citizen or whatever, and I have my business. I do the right thing. I don't know what's going on with that. I could understand having that perspective, but this is a very weird way to interact. Because he doesn't seem to have information, but he's also not being like, sorry guys, I don't know, I wish I could help, but I can't. And so it seems like he's there trying to like defend himself. I don't know. At this point, I'm going to assume you're shady unless you show me otherwise.
Could you just answer the question, what's the need for 1,000% increase in hospice care here inside of LA, inside of California? You're in the industry, sir. You've known it. You know better than me.
You're asking me? No, I don't.
You've been in it since 1997.
Yeah, but I don't.
So what's the need for an increase?
Maybe there is a lot of old people already. I don't know what to say.
A lot of.
So that's like, again, I'm almost I'm stuck. I don't know because now he is staying around long enough that it makes me think maybe he doesn't have anything to hide. He is that because maybe he's not, into all this stuff and he hasn't seen the explosion of attention on all of this fraud stuff. So that could explain why he's willing to engage, but he doesn't know anything. But he's not showing. I don't know. I really don't know. Is this guy clean? Put a 1 in chat if you think he's good.
Old people are dying.
You listen to Dr. Oz. Let me tell you like this.
He's a good doctor.
He's a fraud. He sell a lot of medication online. One of them, it's me. I bought.
Well, his
He
information
told
comes
me,
straight from the federal
"Let me
government, so I
finish
trust
it.
his more than yours.
Let
So,
me finish it. I bought his pills. I gained weight
well, you still look like you're pretty heavy, sir.
You look healthy to me.
because of Dr. Oz.
Oh, you're fat because of Dr. Oz?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sure.
Sir, how are you
see
doing?
about the-
This guy doesn't think there's any fraud going on.
First of all,
Tyler saying the rate is very high is like, I think he just might be a normal guy. It's different. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. He'll still get the pass. We need him, so we help him even if he is in the wrong. No. Boss, what are you on? What are you on today, bro?
guy, you have to respect me.
What's your name?
Doesn't matter.
All right, well, this guy with no name. Well, you don't think there's any fraud?
Name.
My name's Nick Shirley.
My name is John Boyagin.
Okay, great.
There is a lot of fraud going on, but it's not me. I don't give a who does what.
Yeah, we never said you were committing the fraud,
Well,
sir. We're
see,
doing.
I'm here. I'm here, right?
So
I'm
thank
standing.
I'm kind of with you guys. I've been going back and forth, but I think he might be. I think he might be just a normal dude, or maybe he's been coached really well. I don't know.
Sitting next to you.
Do you know where Guardian of Angels Hospice is? No idea. Oh, Angels of Peace. Cool. Hello. Well, can we just ask you guys some questions? We might be able to get you some business. Are you the head honcho here or what?
No, you're the head hunter. Get out of from here.
Whoa!
Give me-
What happened? What happened? We were just chit chatting. We were just going all along, and we were friends. And now we walk one door down, and he's like, "No, you get out of here." Well, so it's a tactical issue. He's not a normal dude. That don't mean we need to take him to jail at least right away. Yeah, but I'm not playing these icky games. Did you break the law or did you not break the law? I don't care about whether you're normal or if you're nice or if you're old, or I care if you broke the law. Are you committing fraud? Then you should be arrested. If you didn't, then you should not. That's as deep as it needs to go. So why the
honcho here or what?
No, you're the head hunter. Get out of from here.
Why the
Give me my
Wait,
phone.
I thought you don't know who these people were though.
Give me my phone.
Bucks? What? Why are you just talking shit? Why are you just talking shit? I don't understand. Like, are you, did you decide, you know what, it would be fun to fuck with Lutch and get him pissed off by just saying random shit. You're just saying things. How do you know any of this? You didn't know that motherfucker existed before I showed him to you. It's talking bullshit. You know, you have zero information. You have zero information, and you're saying he did not break the law. How the fuck do you know? You don't know. You just feel it. It feels not icky.
Alrighty. Light Angel.
Come here.
Oh, oh, I'm running. Look at him. What? I'm right here.
Hey?
I'm right here, sir.
Hey, then perfect.
What's going on?
That's what I was asking you. That's what I was asking you when I said, "How do you know?" Okay, go. You got the you got the badge. Drop the link. Let's go.
For what?
Call 911.
For what? Sir, we're just asking questions, and if you want to answer them, you can answer them.
Call 911.
We're just looking for Guardian of Angels
Well,
Hospice.
We're trying to check my
you're
grandma
American
into-
citizens,
Look,
right?
we're looking
trying
for
to check
Guardian of
my
Angels.
grandma into hospice.
You're American citizens, right?
Of course, are
Do
you?
you see any Guardian of Angels in here?
Not yet. We're
Then
looking.
get out of here.
That's what we're looking for, sir.
There's like 100 doors. This is just one door.
Okay, get out of here. Then.
That's precisely.
What's your problem with us asking people?
And again, why the switch up?
About simple questions about where our tax dollars are going.
I don't.
We're asking questions about where our taxes are going.
You're not asking. You're harassing people.
How are we harassing
You
people?
can't be two guys standing in here as a guardians.
There, guys.
And you're harassing people.
Yeah, because people want to kill me for exposing fraud here in the United States.
Why? Why they want to kill you?
Fraudsters
You're
don't
doing
like
good
being
job.
exposed.
Huh?
Why are you raising your voice if you have nothing to hide?
You think I'm hiding?
What are you so scared
You're
about me
accusing
coming
me?
around here for?
Again,
I'm not scared. I'm telling you, don't harass
You're shaking.
people.
Why are you shaking?
come on. Even that little thing of why are you, whatever, if you don't have anything to hide. That switches. You think I have something to hide? It's giving to catch a predator. I just work here to make sure that there's no fraud. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
What are you so scared
You're
about me
accusing
coming
me?
around here for?
I'm not scared. I'm telling you, don't harass
You're shaking.
people.
Why are you shaking?
Because I have a diabetes.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
But so,
I need your full names.
oh, you want my full name? It's on the internet.
No, I don't go to internet. I'm poor.
Oh, okay.
What's your full names?
Sir, we're just asking you questions about.
What's your full names?
Oh, we just want
They
hospice.
told you the Garden of Angels in this building.
It's right here.
Check in my grandma.
Go look for it, bro. You see
That's
the
what we're
Garden
doing.
of Angels.
That's what we're doing.
I'm
And you're getting
telling
mad
you.
at us.
No, you're
can't
going to
find
hold
it.
the
We
door.
can't find it.
Tell me why, in a reasonable scenario, you would have somebody behaving like that and not hiding something illegal. I can understand if you don't like, hey, I don't know what this is. I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to talk at all. But as we said before, as we saw before, he was very happy to chit chat and already got it. It's right here. It's right here. We about to as soon as I'm done rolling up, I'm about to take off the second skin and show it to you guys. But yeah, but the why what makes sense where you would be there, you're talking to him, you're saying, I don't know what's going on, I've had a business here, I know that there's fraud, but I don't know about it, I'm going to keep talking to you, but also now I want you to leave because you're accusing me of fraud. Like, none of this is behavior that you would expect from somebody who is not doing crime. So I said someone working in a hotel that doesn't want some random guy going door to door. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So first of all, it's not a hotel; it's a business park. These are the businesses that are listed on the website. So they're not hotel rooms. This is like going to a fucking Target, and the manager at Target's like, "No, you can't come in. You can't come in." That's what we're talking about. Yeah, they're not. I mean, it might look like a fucking Motel 6, but that is not a hotel. Yeah, that's a business park. Trey said, it's funny watching these Nick videos from leftist and conservative. I found myself iffy about him. So that's fair. So first I'm going to ask you to say, what have you find that's iffy about him? Fair. I'm assuming the him that you're talking about is Nick and not the other dude. Fair. But also, I'm very curious what the frustration or what the issue from the left is. Clearly, the issue on our side is, well, why are you being so shady? But what's the frustration of Nick? Why are you doing this? What is Nick doing wrong that people on the left are mad about, except exposing the fraud that helps them win elections?
So are all where's my grandma gonna go, man? They're taking in millions of dollars. I can't find the place. You know?
Well, what can I say?
Okay, well, thank you, sir. Have a good day. So here in this parking lot, you do have some nice cars. You got a Tesla, a nice Mercedes.
Oh, yeah. Give me, if you even just want to say, I don't know, that dude just is mentally ill. Okay, that makes sense. There's mentally ill people out there. But there's no one in their right mind who runs a business since 1997 like that. And if it's a hospice care and you're the front-facing person, people are going to be a little iffy about who they let handle their dying grandma. So I don't know. He almost won me over for a second, but clearly a shady fuck. Thank you again to Nick Shirley.
Yeah, another Tesla, a nice Lexus, another Tesla, a really nice Mercedes right here as well, another Tesla, Audi, really nice cars.
A lot of Teslas.
A lot of really nice cars.
And this is a good frame right here. We got all the nice cars, and then look at the I mean, it legitimately does look like a motel. It literally looks like a motel. Something is amiss. If it was filled with Corollas and Nissan Sentras, I drive a Nissan Sentra, so no shade to anybody. But if that's what we saw, that would make sense. What is this?
For
Hospice.
For hospice.
Usually
must be very lucrative because a lot of these businesses, these doors right here have nothing on them. All the blinds are turned out. In places like Miracle up there,
Hey, we got Jake. Go.
received $1.3 million.
Come on, pause. There we go. Welcome to the party. Right? It does look like that. Yeah, Tyler was like, Tyler thought it was a hotel because it looks like that. And the again, just the attitudes. If you were that guy and you didn't have that business and you did know that there's fraud going on, then you should be happy to be like, oh, what, I'll give you anything I need. Oh, these people, yeah, they're over here. It makes me look bad because I'm in this business where everybody else is doing fraud, and so it's hurting my business because people don't trust me. Nah, I'm going to say, you don't get to talk to me. And again, if you didn't want to talk, you could have just closed the door like the other people did. None of it makes sense. Shout out to Jason. Welcome. 170 million alone. That's just one guy. And going back to the other question, who was it that was saying, who's the I think it was Madman saying, who is the person that's signing off on these? Who is the person that is saying, okay, this is, we come to check, and this is a good place for hospice. You keep getting the money. That's clearly somebody who knows what they're doing. That's not an oopsie.
Yet there's absolutely nothing inside. This is what you call welfare maxing. And Rise, you come out, you're welcomed by two nice BMWs, one right here, and inside of there, you have a whole plethora of Mercedes, Teslas, BMW.
I want to say that, like my intuitions be like, oh, how stupid can you be? Like you're defrauding the government, and yet you're driving around these fancy ass cars, but they've been getting away with it since '97. So I guess I'll eat my words.
You name it, but apparently there's nothing fishy going on according to them.
We then headed to the next hospice compound in search of Hospice of Caring Hearts, which billed $2.5 million. However, when we arrived, it was nowhere to be found, but there was a bunch of new hospices that popped up.
So this is how crazy this hospice fraud is here inside of California. You have all these businesses, they literally open up a business, they just put HFS Hospice Care Inc. They don't do anything with the storefront. And then
nothing.
You have another one right here, Relief Home Healthcare. Absolutely empty inside. And then you have another one, SKH Home Healthcare. They're just popping up everywhere. So this isn't some random thing that's happening here inside of California and Los Angeles.
Well, I mean, hey, if you're in that place, it's either a really shitty place to die or a really awesome place to die, because that is where all the best hospice is. Jay said, a report came out that in 1 year, LA County is missing $100 million that was supposed to go to homeless housing. That's just the homeless stuff. That's not even dealing with what we're talking about right now. That's a different $100 million. That's a different $170 million. How is it possible that the governor of this state is very likely going to be our next president? What timeline are we in?
And just in this Van Nuys area, quite literally, we've been to 2 locations so far, and they're just popping up these home health care, these hospice centers, and they're not even doing anything to try and hide what they're doing. It's 1 p.m. right now. No one's working the front desk.
Reception desk.
By this location as well.
They got the desk for the reception. So, like, this is what you would expect to see. This is exactly what you would expect to see if there was a welcome center. But, somebody at the desk who can help, front-facing people, just the public. This is what you would expect to see. But a person, like right here. And then, maybe this desk isn't using much, but there's stuff going on back here. Nerfing.
No one's working the front desk. Inside this location as well.
That would be dope.
You have absolutely nobody inside it. We're just wondering, we're coming through Van Nuys. Yeah. How come there's so many of these home health care, these hospices that are popping up everywhere?
I have no idea.
What made you want to start yours?
This isn't mine. I just work here.
Okay, and how come you think there's such a sudden rise of all these hospices and home health cares?
I have no idea, honestly.
Pretty lucrative business, or?
I wouldn't say like that's that crazy.
Because there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I know.
The same building, but now on the backside you have Canestro Care Hospice Inc., Studio Care Hospice Inc., El Primero Home Health Care. Right?
See, like, I would believe that last guy may not have too much of an idea of what's going on. I'll definitely give this guy. This guy didn't seem like he knew what the fuck was going on at all. So like, I understand that it's not, maybe not everybody is, like, oh, but what is it that you think your job is? If you don't think that you're defrauding the government, what is it that you think? Like, what do you tell people that you do? I got a business. I'm an entrepreneur. Trey said, at least with the Minnesota video, I watched a few people real-time fact-checking things, and some it was nighttime daycares, and one closed down, and also wouldn't let random men come in your daycare. What? I don't. Can we not talk? Like, why are we all talking like fourth graders? I don't know what this means. But again, as I just showed you, yeah, we don't expect people to. We don't expect people to go in and be able to film children. But this right here, this is reception. This is the public. This is something that you are not allowed to say. You can't film here. And again, even if you're at the place and you don't know that that's the law and you're uncomfortable with it, and you're like, hey, I don't think that is not the response that we got. I showed you guys the video of the woman who was like, no, when you go to a daycare, I just put my son in this daycare. But we went around to a bunch of others, and what happens is you go in, there's always reception, there's someone there, there is papers and business cards and things for you to take, and the kids are not in view, they're behind a wall or whatever, but the whole thing is no, that's not how you do business. Imagine that some legitimate person with a kid. Let's go. We're talking about the daycares, right? And I'm walking in with my camera, and behind me is someone who legitimately has has their kid with them. Well, let's say you're that person, and you go into a daycare, and right in front of you, there's some dude who's just asking questions about the daycare for Joey. The person's like, no. Would you feel safe keeping your kids there? I mean, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Like, why? I don't understand why there's such a jump to defend the criminals. Why isn't there a jump to be like, okay, maybe I would feel uncomfortable if with my kids at a daycare. Maybe I wouldn't want a guy going in there with a camera. I can understand that, but that should be the perspective. That should be the perspective. Don't it all. Shout out to Dick Johnson. Welcome to the party. Should I do it? Fuck it. Dropping the link. Come on up. Let's talk about it. I'm not staying all night, especially if nobody feeds Morty. But let's talk about it.
For the business or Studio Care Hospice Inc., El Primero Home Health Care right there. And if you're looking for a massage to take a break from the hospice or anything, you can come right up here and get some sort of massage.
And this building right here is a perfect example of a dilapidated building that is now being used for a hospice, home health care, and adult daycare.
And this is a crazy thing that appears to be happening here in California. You can just start your own hospice. You have Advent Hospice right here. If you want to start your own home health care, you can just put up a white piece of paper and stick a logo onto it and say that's your home health care company. If you want to
stop the link, guys, if you want to come up and chit chat, come on through.
An adult daycare, you can just get a building like this and receive money from the government. That's the crazy thing is inside this one building, you have an adult day healthcare, you have a hospice, and then you have a home healthcare center operating all in one location. And why are tax dollars going towards all of these buildings? And they're quite literally.
And nobody is questioning the just basic business of having a place of business right next to another place of business that does the exact same thing. Nobody finds that weird that all of these business parks are all the same business. Nah, that's probably fine, right?
Really everywhere. Everyone should be a bit suspicious about what's happening here. Inside of these parking lots too, you always find a super nice BMW, Mercedes, you name it, newest Audis. You always find the nicest cars outside of these.
And then again, take a look, compare the cars that he just showed and the surrounding place. Now, I don't know how well you can see, but it looks like there's an apartment complex back here. That looks pretty nice. That I would expect to see some nice cars. But it's like you only see what you want to see.
Healthcare and hospice centers.
We headed to the next suspicious hospice location, and what do we find?
A brand new Mercedes. Everywhere we go in this video, going around these hospice and home healthcare centers, there is a nice Mercedes or BMW. We have all-day hospice care, Health Elect Care, you have Edom Hospice, Lacar Home Health, and even back here, this is just one floor inside this building. You have Santa Rita Hospice. I don't know what the need is for all these hospice centers, but for instance, all day hospice back there, they billed $3.1 million. And per beneficiary, that was $6,000, 24 claims per patient with only 2 codes, which means 2 services and over 500 patients. And they started billing in April 2023 and accumulated $3.1 million in 19 months. So maybe if you want to get rich here inside the United States, come to LA, open up a hospice, because there's a 1,000% increase in hospices opening up here inside of California, and you can go ahead and become a millionaire. Could you just answer, for instance, we have some information right here that there is $6,000 per beneficiary and 24 claims per patient.
I feel like that's probably a reason why he went there, went to Minnesota first. Because you always gotta up your game. And so if you start in California, then the Minnesota video wouldn't have been that good. But the fact that we didn't see California yet, it's getting worse and worse and worse.
With only 2 codes. Can you give us any explanation? Okay, yeah, we just want to make sure, if you want anything to clarify, if you want to clarify anything. No. Okay. For this video, we really do want to give each and every single person the opportunity to answer just quite literally the facts. All this information is coming straight from the public databases. And if they refuse to answer simple questions about businesses they're operating, I think that says a lot about what's going on behind the scenes. Now we are here outside of Healthy Life Adult Daycare. This place, over the past few years, has billed $19.8 million alone. Now let's go see if I can enroll my grandma, because she needs some daycare. And this right here is the entrance of a building that's received over $19 million. So this is the location that's received over $19 million.
I tried to go no ads, guys, but I
kind of crazy, right? They say that right here, right now we're here at 1:30. No adults are here. I wouldn't doubt that adults do come, but $19 million.
It's kind of like North Korea. It's like everything's set up, but there's no people. It's like for a show almost.
No, nobody's here already. You have to come back tomorrow.
And could we get like a brochure to enroll our grandma into this location?
I don't have anything.
Can anyone give us a brochure?
Just great business again.
Somebody has to.
Again. We just have no idea what's going on, and you're here to give us your money, but I don't know how that works. I have no clue how to do business at my business, but there's nothing shady at all going on here. You have to be willingly accepting of bullshit in order to think that there's nothing wrong going on here. I mean, again, what is the argument? What is the argument?
Information about here?
I don't think it's enough to say it's fraudulent, because you do see that it is operating. There were people working inside there. But the fact that there's just businesses like these popping around everywhere, and this is what they look like outside of a location that receives $19 million over the past few years, Yet the building looks completely almost.
That money didn't go into the business. It went into the car.
Dismantled out here. And look, all they have to say that they are an adult day healthcare is that sign that says ADHC. And there was some people working inside of it. We have the phone number right here. Darren's gonna go ahead and give a phone call and see if somebody from inside answers. There are people inside right now. The phone's just ringing.
You can leave a message after the tone. This mailbox is full.
There you have it. They don't even have an inbox available to take in a voicemail. And another thing to take note of is Gavin Newsom right now in Polymarket. He's the leading nominee for the Democrats come 2028.
Yep.
All this fraud taking place, all this waste is taking place. Nobody really knows what's going on. I mean, look at this place. This adult daycare received $19 million, has billed the state of California over $19 million over the past few years. This is all taking place here. So that is something to think about come 2028 with Gavin Newsom leading the Democrats right now on Polymarket.
The way these hospices are able to enroll these people and collect money.
7% increase. And the question about eyebrow raising, you would have to not expect that there's fraud going on in order to be shocked enough to raise your eyebrows. What? But if this is part and parcel, then you're like, oh, good job. Make it 2,000% next time. Yep, a lot of that money is going right out of the country. At the very least, you know, they're buying the nice cars and that shit goes back into our own economy. But most of that money is gone from your pocket to their country. But no big deal. No big deal. Maybe they're nice. Maybe they're nice.
The Democrats right now on Polymarket.
The way these hospices are able to enroll these people and collect money from Medicare and Medi-Cal here inside of California is they collect the Medicare numbers from individuals and then sign them up for hospice without them even knowing. I actually went and spoke.
Bruh, that's like one step away from literally what they do in Better Call Saul. Like, I won't even spoil it that much, so in case you haven't seen it yet, which you absolutely should. But there's a storyline where there is, an adult daycare center. It's not a daycare center. It's a nursing home, and the nursing home takes all the Medicaid and Social Security checks that the residents get, and they take out the expenses and then give them an allowance of next. And of course, then they're charging $4,000 per Q-tip and shit like that. And that was crazy for a TV show. Like, no, somebody's going to notice this. Happening all over.
With a professional inside of the medical industry to get her opinion on how this all works.
We're seeing all these hospices pop up here. Why is hospice and home health care such a...
Is he California public enemy #1? Because he seems like a fucking celebrity. It seems like they fucking love him. As he was just showing the Polymarket. It looks like he is going to, I mean, obviously, you know, the election's far away. But based on the information we have now, it definitely seems like he has the best chance of anybody that we know. That's true. I don't remember him with
a professional.
Without it. Hey, we got average debate enjoyer. Welcome. What is going on?
Hold on, still setting up.
All right, I'll give you a sec. Let's play the video.
Inside of the medical industry to get her opinion on how this all works.
We're seeing all these hospices pop up here. Why is hospice and home health care such a booming business right now?
I think it's become a trend of fraud. Honestly, has like I heard about this about 5 years ago during COVID, that people were building hospices and selling them. It was like a business these people made. So it's an easy way to build Medicare with their people's beneficiary numbers that people can easily steal and even purchase and buy. They buy numbers from people and tell them, give me your Medicare beneficiary number and then we'll give you something in return.
And what does that mean, give you my beneficiary number?
So there's an ID that you have. Medicare gives you, Medicare is for anybody 65 and over. So they'll give you a Medicare ID number. And that number is what's used to bill Medicare.
So essentially, if they can get a number from somebody, it's almost like getting a credit card number. And then from there, they can continue to bill and get that Medicare money.
Exactly.
I was just going to say that, and just like the show, these old people are like, oh well, I guess this is what it costs. They're like, they're on a fixed income. They're like, okay, this is what I use. This is what I pay for every month, and they don't think twice about it. Art imitates life.
It's actually more beneficial than finding a credit card these days. Anybody can get a hospice license, actually. You don't need to be a physician. You don't need to be a doctor. You can apply and get a hospice license in the state of California. They take the Medicare numbers, they bill Medicare, the Medicare sends them a check right away. It's an easy process.
So an old person might be a bit naive to giving somebody their Medicare number,
Yes.
and without them even knowing, that's more valuable than giving them their credit card number.
Correct.
In fact, in LA, there's locations that will teach you how to open up your own hospice center. So I went there with a potential business partner to try and become a multi-millionaire in hospice.
Whatever this is, it is very likely that this should be shut down. Whatever this is, they're teaching you how to open up a fraudulent thing. Did you see a guy giving homeless people cigarettes to sign a voter registration roll? Nope, I didn't see that particular one, but I have seen many instances of people who were doing stuff exactly like that, where they go to homeless encampments or whatever and talk about, well, we'll give you food, we'll give you this, we'll give you that if if you just sign here, and they don't even know what they're signing. These are drugged out, hungry people that are just trying to, get by. Anything for a Democrat vote.
Hospice is a very lucrative business, so I've joined a business partner right here. His name's Darren, and we're here outside the Hospice Consultants, and we would like to start our own hospice today. We're just two young men who want to become millionaires here inside the United States, and it seems like the only way to do it nowadays is by committing fraud. So we're going to go in and see if we can start our own hospice. Are you guys the hospice consultants?
Yes.
Oh, can we talk to you guys?
About?
I want to open my hospice.
What do you mean? That's what he just asked you. And so the other thing that I wish he would do, Nick, is use the meta glasses, or just do stuff more low key. Because I think a lot of people, especially in, if you're doing fraud and stuff like that, I think a lot of people would recognize Nick Shirley. But if he has glasses on, maybe do your hair a little bit differently, people don't pay attention to stuff like that. And like they won't necessarily place you. But when you have the camera, then you're like, oh, that's the guy that is, that's the guy that's trying to take everybody down. It don't make no sense. But they look bad. I see a thigh gap right here. What's good?
Oh, can we talk to you guys?
About?
I want to open my hospice.
You want to open a hospice?
Yeah.
Okay, what was your name?
My name's Nick, but I want to open up a hospice.
I understand, but we don't...
Surprise. Like, you want to what? You want to open a what? What exactly are you talking about? We good now, sir?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, every time my computer updates, I have to redo all my shit and everything. OBS was a mess last night, too.
Fucking OBS. I try to stay from OBS at all costs.
This reset on me, too. I had to redo all my sound shit for this as well.
Ugh.
That's all right. I blame Mossad.
So what's good, man? What do you think of the situation with Nick Shirley, and what do you think about how people are trying to make him the bad guy?
Generally, what I noticed is the right wing, when they report things, needs to be perfect. You make any mistakes, you're going to get pounced on. People are going to come after you. Blah blah blah. Even though fucking somebody like Hassan can go on every day and just spout out absolute nonsense and keep his platform and keep his relevancy and blah, blah, blah. So the few mistakes Nick did make in the first video cost him, because you need to have that level of perfection on the right wing. But generally, like, if you just grade him as an average YouTuber and take away the branding of his party, he does a pretty solid job. This shit's been around for 10 years and nobody's bringing attention to it. It's good that somebody got some eyes on it.
So what do you think? What are you referring to in his first video? What did he do wrong?
Well, okay, you had a commenter come in and give you childlike English trying to say this, but he did go to a couple I think he went to one location that was wrong. I think I don't remember. It's been a few months, but there were like 3 critiques that were going around that I saw online that seemed to have most people's backing. He went to one wrong location. He went to one that was supposed to be just a night one only. And then one, they kicked him out because he was a guy with a camera going into a place with a bunch of kids, and they said that wasn't allowed there. So and then he like made it look like it was them acting out of pocket for doing that. So generally, he did a good job, like 95% of it. But I think those mistakes, don't quote me on that. I have to go back and find the tweets and shit of exactly what it was. But
I do remember a lot of people were trying to talk about how the Leering Center, the famous Leering Center, that was like, you know, the nighttime one that you're talking about. But that was just what the fucking dude said when the news came. Karen Bass literally, was it Karen Bass? Whoever the fuck it is. She literally said, yeah, we shut them down last week because they're part of this program and they weren't doing whatever it was. And that specific program didn't include nighttime things. It was specifically for, like 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. or whatever the exact time.
Yeah. And then the next day, the guy that ran the Leering Center came out, held a press conference, and said, "We're up and running. We've been up and running. You can go inside right now and see kids." And they went in and took pictures of like the 8 kids that were in there.
Yep, that was at the same time as the governor, the mayor, whoever was like, "Oh, that place was shut down," and it's just so many different things that like people are and I understand where you're coming from when you say that, like Nick Shirley, if you're going to go and do this, you got to have all your ducks in a row. That I understand, but the length people are going to try to find a way where it's wrong. It is so weird to me because like some people were saying like, oh, he's been debunked. I'm like, what do you mean? He was there asking questions. He wasn't giving you he was, tallying up the fraud and all that stuff. But he was saying like, here's what it says on the paper. This is what doesn't match.
Yeah, I think everyone wants to use it to forward their own message. I see one side using it as proof of racism that this small group is being targeted. And then the other side saying we should totally change our immigration policy because this very small percent of people commit fraud. Everyone just took the situation and folded it into their priors, and now they just use it in like a list of Gish Gallop points, like it's somehow always going to back the political position that they already have. So I don't know. I'm tired of all that. At the end of the day, like, I think everyone's on board to stop the fraud here, even though Tim Walz kind of turned a blind eye to it for a few decades. And I think they only cooperated in one major investigation, and the rest was literally just the federal government. But it was Biden and Trump's government doing it. So generally, it's bipartisan. Generally, everyone wants fraud taken care of.
Well, yeah, and so both sides of the uniparty want to do the fraud, and both sides of the voters, want to get rid of the fraud. But I wish there was a little bit more. I mean, I guess grace is the wrong word, but a little bit more, like just willingness to be like, all right, well, what's going on here? Instead, no, you're saying it's against Somalis. You must be wrong and racist. I don't get it.
It's just their opportunity. Like, what do Democrats have right now? It seems like their current political strategy is throw shit at the wall and hope it sticks, and hope the other side fucks up enough to where they drop their own polling numbers, which Trump, give him enough time and he's going to do that. So they got their wish, but generally they have no positive stances to run. It's look how bad Trump is. Look how bad affordability is. Look how bad X, Y, and Z thing are. Everything's so bad. Vote for us. And it's like that's a little more serious than boys can be girls. The country's systemically racist, and we need universal everything. We need government in every sector to ensure universality of everything. So it's a step in the right direction, but.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I have a bad feeling about 28. I think we see like everything that's been going on. I think that's all going to come to a head as we have an open election on both sides. The fact that the right is split in the ways that the right is. As you were just talking about, the left doesn't stand for anything, and that's why I think Gavin Newsom is going to win. Again, obviously, a lot can happen between now and then, but based on it seems like that's the only rational conclusion.
I think going for Gavin Newsom right now would be like saying Jeb Bush is going to win 2016.
Yeah, but everybody did think. I mean, if Trump wasn't there, he probably would have won 2016.
No, Hillary Clinton was going to win 2016. I'm using the opposite party. I think the Republicans have the advantage in presidential elections, lack the advantage. If you look at the demographics that the Democratic Party now has, they're winning upper educated white women. These are the high preponderance voters that turn out in special elections, turn out in off-year elections, turn out in school elections, turn out to vote for the fucking postmaster general and shit like that. Like, they show up to everything. That's who the Democratic Party has command over, those groups generally, since they're taking the suburbs away from the Republicans. But the Republicans are gaining in the working class voter, less educated, less likely to turn out to special or off-year elections. But when they come out for the presidency, the Republicans actually, for the first time in 100 years, are larger than the Democratic Party. Keep in mind, they won a 49-state election when the Democratic Party was supposed to be double their size in voter registration. Now they have the majority of voter registration, and they're crushing it in registration numbers in like a lot of key states. I don't know. I feel like presidentially, even if we see a lot of issues now with the gas price in March and April, isn't going to matter in November if it comes down as fast as it went up. So,
yep. Oh man. Did you see Trump's truth whatever post about Mueller?
Yeah, it's hard to defend it if you were out there saying, "Hey, the left acting like Charlie Kirk getting shot is a bad thing." Like, it's hard to defend him.
You did not see Trump's Truth Social post about Robert Mueller.
I did.
It wasn't that long. Essentially, he was like, "He's dead. Good. Fuck that dude." I don't think he's that dude, but essentially, he did. And that's for me. That was the final straw. That was the final straw. It's not even that that's so bad, but it just like everything's been building. And last week, we celebrated the 6-month anniversary of Charlie Kirk. Last week, and then the following week you're gonna do exactly what we all fucking. That was one of the biggest things that we had over the left. It's like, aha, look what they did, and now you're doing the same thing.
I said the same thing about January 6th. Like, they've been rioting for a year and a half, and then you turn around and fucking riot and completely invalidate that great point. Yeah.
Jason says, come on, it's not that bad. You don't think it's bad to take the only point of contention that you actually have in the political landscape and spit on it and do exactly the same thing as the other party? What does it have to do with him running again? This is the cope. This is the sycophantry that is going to is going to make us lose.
No, okay. I understand where these people are coming from. Trump is using government how Democrats do. When he's using FCC licenses to bullying people into specific stances and to say certain things and whatnot, that's what Democrat Party and people that are affiliated with the Democrat Party have been doing with race for 30 years. Now Trump's doing it with narratives he likes. And like, Republicans have always abstained from taking those actions and fighting fire with fire, claiming the high road and claiming decency, and now they're called weak rhinos. So Trump, in order to not be a weak rhino, is using government as liberally as he wants. He's interpreting laws in a way Republicans generally don't. Like, he's going above and beyond using the mechanisms of the federal government in ways the right generally doesn't. And the Democrats generally do, but for different reasons. So I can see why somebody's saying, like, Trump acting like the Democrats is actually what we want, because we want somebody that's going to fight fire with fire.
I mean, logically, I completely understand that. But as somebody who has principles, the reason that I'm frustrated with the left for being the left is because I don't want people to behave that way. So I can't then be like, oh, well, we have to vote for Donald Trump because they're doing X, Y, and Z, and then Donald Trump is now doing not even the voters. It's Donald Trump himself.
Yeah.
I can't. It started with the press conference where he tried to pretend that Epstein, it's no big deal. What are we talking about? That was like, what you got going on there? What's happening? Then we had fucking Venezuela, which that it worked out well, but I thought we were the no new wars president. But hey, okay, it seemed like it was a persistent strike. Did what we needed to do, got out of there, and it was a good show for America and the world in general. And then now we're in Iran. Oh, it's just the 12-day war. Remember the 12-day war? Whatever happened to that? And I'm not even saying that this is the worst thing, but this is not who ran for president.
That could be debated. I think if you look through Trump's history of statements, you could easily see how he could come to these conclusions.
Fair, but the reason that I didn't vote for him in 2020 and did vote for him in 2026 was because of the rhetoric that he said that he was going to continue the things that I did like about his first presidency, and the no new wars thing. We're going to stop the wars. We're going to stop the. Remember that thing? I forget who he was talking to. Some news clip, ABC or something like that. And they were asking him. This is in the run up to the election. They're asking Trump, "What, like, do we want to take Ukraine's side or Russia's side?" He's like, "I just want the killing to stop." That's who I voted for. That's who I voted for. And maybe I'm the retard. Maybe I should not have thought that this guy could be exactly, Jay. You can't become what you hate and then continue to bash it. Exactly. Maybe I'm retarded for thinking that Trump wouldn't be that guy.
No, I think it's just a misunderstanding of the context because it's sloganeering. No new wars to somebody that's libertarian means, oh, he's not going to start any new wars. And no new wars to Trump, who's a unilateralist, means we're going to do peace through strength and we're going to scare the piss out of our enemies so much that they're not going to fucking flinch while we're on our watch. And that's what he used to brag about with Russia. He threatened to nuke Moscow if they did anything in Ukraine. Like he threatened to fucking do all sorts of shit. He said he was going to bomb the shit out of everyone in 2016. Anyone that raises an eyebrow at us. So he's not doing the neocon route. He's not going into nations, trying to rebuild them in America's image and spending 30 years there. But he is a unilateralist. If there's someone that's got to be bombed for the good of America, they're getting fucking bombed. So...
But okay, so then, like, I can understand the idea that, look, he's not going in trying to to spread American imperialism and all that stuff. But and fine, fair enough. But that still doesn't mean that I want us to be getting into military conflicts.
Yeah, well, we've been in this conflict. Iran started that conflict in October 2023. When they had 6 of their proxies coordinated by Iran, funded by Iran, and trained by Iran attack Israel. Israel went one by one. They took out Hamas, they took out Hezbollah, they took out the Houthis, they took out these militant groups in Iraq and the West Bank. And now it's time for Israel to get them hands. And the first time they wanted to go in, the U.S. got bad polling numbers. The reason that war was only 12 days wasn't because Israel was done fighting. They were told, pull the fuck out. We're getting bad polling numbers, and we don't have the manpower and fighting power over there to back you up. This was a very coordinated strike. They completely decimated Iran. All their leadership's gone. They've peeled back 3 layers of the onion in terms of leadership. The Besieged, their leadership's destroyed. Their outposts are destroyed. IRGC completely destroyed. Like it was.
So you're saying that this isn't a regime change war to spread American imperialism. It's just a different kind of regime change war.
Yeah. We're gonna keep killing your regime until somebody steps up and says, "All right, we're not gonna fuck with you anymore. We'll stop trying to get a nuclear weapon. Here's all of our fissile material, and just leave us alone, please." And that's the end of it.
And obviously, I don't know the ins and outs of what could have been done or said differently. I'm not in those rooms, and I don't even fully understand all the the geopolitical things anyway. But that is why I'm saying I'll take the L. I'll take the L. If it was silly for me to think that we, as the first time in my life as a 36-year-old man, that we wouldn't be, getting into these conflicts, I'll take that out. But I listened to the propaganda, and I guess I shouldn't have.
Yeah, I don't think that Trump was ever anti-war. I've been trying to tell people that for a while, that like people heard no new wars and they're like, oh, Trump's going to be an isolationist. And what he's saying is, no, there's been no new wars because we're so fucking scary that nobody wants to fuck with us. And if anyone tests us, we'll let them know why. And it's like completely different strategies.
And again, fair enough, but that's not what no new wars meant to me. And again, I wasn't somebody who is saying we need to be completely isolationist. That unless somebody is coming to U.S. soil, then the military can't. I'm not one of those people. But I just can't circle the square on many different things. And so is it a matter of, oh, he's in the files, he's a PDF? No. But he was shady about that. He was the no new wars president, and now we're doing all this stuff. Okay, let me ask you about the tariffs, because a lot of people are saying, see, he said the tariffs were going to be good, and now he admitted they failed. Learn me on what do you think about the tariffs?
Oh man, okay. Strictly speaking, economically, I would agree they failed. We've seen maybe about 40 countries basically just accept our 10% baseline tariff, and that's the only concession or change we got from them. Then we got a bunch of other countries with a framework in place where we get minor changes, and they drop some of their trade regulations against us, and that's about it. Economically, we have not gotten wins off those tariffs at all. Now, if you include national security and other things like that, absolutely pivotal in the stopping of fentanyl at the border and the closing of the border and getting Mexico to do certain things against the cartel. They were completely refusing us. Worked great for Panama, worked great for Colombia. We've used them in the EU, that executive order that Trump did for favored nations on medical pricing. Every EU nation said, absolutely not. We're not going to raise the price of what we're allowing these drug companies to charge us. And he said, all right, I'll put a 25% tariff on your country if you say no. And all of them accepted it. So at the end of the day, he's using the power. In a way, you could argue it's abuse of power, because he's using the power to get his goals on X when he's saying the reason is Y. That gives him the legal justification of the tariff. So like it's in a way, again, you could say abuse of power, but he's getting things outside the scope of economics for these tariffs, and they're generally good. It's just hard to say that the tariffs are a win as a result.
I think I'm just at the place where I'm like, I think whichever way you want to slice it, Trump now is definitely different than who he was when he first got in office in many different ways. And so I think that, he was, the bull in the china shop, we needed to shake all that up. But I think that the shaking up that was needed was done. And now we need to move on and like actually figure out what we are going to do moving forward. So Trump was like, okay, the establishment, the Uniparty, we're going to throw this in there to try to break up that plan. Great. Then what? And now it seems like he's just another politician. I don't think that he's the worst thing ever. Clearly, I don't regret my vote. But ask me what I think of politicians. Section 230.
I'm glad you brought that up. I wanted to comment on that.
All right, let's read this out. Section 230 said, tariffs are bad and hurt the home country. How is it that all those same countries have had tariffs on us for decades? How'd their economies survive?
Well, that's very easy if you dive into the actual details and don't just look at all tariffs as one equal conglomerate. You can see we have been using tariffs for decades. Nixon tariffed. What's his name? Even Reagan, the free trade god, tariff Japan, I think 100% for stealing our technology. Tariffs are used as a punishment. They have a limited scope of what they can accomplish. Slap, and again, the establishment of them too. Usually when you're putting a tariff in that you're going to use long term, you build up to it. You let the markets adjust to it. You increase it 2% every 6 months until you eventually get to that 15, 20% you want to set it at. You don't slap a 75% tariff on overnight and drop consumer confidence 20 fucking percent in a weekend because you said you were going to do it and you don't like trade deals and you didn't want to do them one at a time. Like, tariffs can be good, absolutely. But anything that can be good can be done wrong. Interventionism can be good. If done wrong, you end up with a bad situation. Isolationism can be good. If done wrong, you end up with a bad situation. You could get more Afghanistans or more 9/11s from both of those examples. So just saying tariffs generally are being used, so how can they be bad, is just a vague obfuscation, in my opinion.
So in section it said, our country ran primarily on tariffs for decades prior to the Federal Reserve. Tyler?
There was some truth to that, but it wasn't just tariffs. Like, there wasn't a big federal government. What he's talking about is comparing how our federalism in the federal government works today with this giant federal government that oversees everything with one that was a minimalist federal government that basically just didn't even have a standing army at the time. The army wasn't even formed yet. Everything was happening on the state level there. And after I think it was the 14th Amendment and more of an expanding federal government after Lincoln did it, basically. But the expanded government under Lincoln is what changed that whole factor. So it's like kind of like comparing apples to oranges. Yeah, the federal government didn't oversee shit. There weren't even immigration laws on the books until 1860.
So would you say that people are conflating the overall effect of the tariff with the specific economic effects of the tariff?
Yeah, absolutely. When I argue against someone like Non-Fon who hates all the tariffs and hates Trump, it's like some of these tariffs are pretty fucking good. I'd say the reciprocal tariffs are the ones that people have the most complaint about because they were such a high number, it was such a large amount of countries, and they got slapped on overnight without any buildup. It completely destabilized the markets. But like the movie tariffs, I'm fine with those. The metal tariffs, fine with those, especially those work against China. So they've been good. There's several smaller tariffs. The fentanyl tariffs I haven't been a fan of because other than with Mexico, they haven't been used for fentanyl. He put fentanyl tariffs on Canada to try to bully them to get into USMCA agreements. Like, it had nothing to do with fentanyl at all. So I'm glad the Senate voted there was no emergency there and took that away from them.
Interesting, because that is the, I mean, you know, because of the fact that tariff is direct, it's money, it's a tax, essentially. Then, oh my god, what's that? Wait, let me get this. He's twitching in his sleep. Oh, he's so cute. Be my dog. But the yeah, so people look at the economic aspect only because of what it is, and I think people, myself included, are not really fee, not a tax, are not really understanding that, oh, okay, there's just because Trump said things, I don't know the exact words, but things along the lines of you know, we would be paying less than we do now from tariffs or something along those lines. You said something about we would be getting money back or paying less taxes, and the fact that those are you know, we're not in that position, people say it's a failure.
Well, the positives that are true, it's just what you're being told is that's 15 years, 10 years down the line. So let's say we slap a 20% tariff on the rest of the world. It costs you 20% more to import your goods here. Suddenly, no country can compete with U.S. markets. So people need to go to U.S. makers now to get the cheapest goods. So those U.S. makers are able to scale up. They're able to hire more employees. They're able to produce at higher rates, probably even bring the cost down overall because of the amount of scaling up they're doing and the amount of sales they're doing. If they're only making marginal income of 1% to 2% for every dollar they bring in, they're able to scale up and drop the price of this product. And competition within the U.S. make these firms stronger. So it would eventually bring prices down, but that takes 10, 15 years to materialize, to build these new infrastructures, to scale up with, hire and train these new staff and all this shit. So eventually it would come to that, absolutely. But Innovation is a huge wrench to throw in there as well, because how many of those jobs would come back based on our technology?
And so that's the short-term pain for long-term gain thing, right?
Yep. And Trump said that in his first State of the Union. That's what tariffs would do: a short-term pain, and the long-term gain would be well worth it.
So can you give me a maybe not a specific thing that would happen, but what type of signal would I look for on what type of timeline to be like, oh, okay, well, that short-term pain was painful, but here is our long-term gain. Am I looking 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, and what am I looking for?
Well, that's complicated. Generally, you're talking like just if you look at data, 10 to 15 years. But the Trump administration, Lee Zeldin and Doug Burgum in particular, two of his cabinet members, one's Department of Interior, one's Secretary of Energy, I think, or I can't remember what Zeldin's doing actually. But Zeldin's the most important because he's the one that oversees the regulations for building these. And they said they're speed running. They're doing Operation Warp Speed with these investors to try to get their buildings built as fast as possible. So they're promising before the end of Trump's term, they're supposed to see a giant boom in manufacturing jobs. So basically, keep your eye on manufacturing jobs around Trump year 3.
Okay, year 3, and manufacturing jobs. That is a clear signal. I can definitely, and that is within a thank you, Jay. Go Texas, very very much appreciated. And of course, we feed the puppy. Yeah, but that's a clear. So that's the clearest thing that I've heard in terms of how to determine what exactly is going on and do we like what is happening. We need to have those milestones to be like, so this happened, and so that leaves us. So meaning, if let's say in 3 years we don't see a lot of new manufacturing jobs. As well, we don't see as many manufacturing jobs as we expect, but then in the 5 years beyond that, then we see the manufacturing jobs that we're expecting for this next 3 years. Then that still allows at least me personally to say, like, okay, it wasn't. We don't expect perfection from politics as a whole or politicians individually, but we were promised short-term pain, and we are getting long-term gain.
So just a couple of handfuls of examples. Trump's claiming over the next, 10 years, 21 trillion, 22 trillion supposed to be coming in economic investment because of what he laid out in tax plans and incentives and things like that. But in reality, it's actually more like 9 trillion that we've seen so far over the next 10 years. Even if 9 trillion is still very high, and we're looking at the Saudis investing, UAE investing, they're investing like Boeing and airspace and things like that. And then we have people coming in to invest in AI. We have Apple building plants in I think in Michigan and in Texas. We have a bunch of manufacturing that's been announced. And the administration said, again, they're speed running this shit through so they can get it done before the Trump's administration's over and bring these manufacturing jobs specifically back. So we do see the cornerstone of this being able to happen. We do see them working on an expedited plan. I don't see any reason why they shouldn't have it out by year 3 based on what they're saying. They were saying Trump got the Trump Tower built in less than 2 years. We're trying to beat that record with some of these plans.
He didn't have to. I was going to say he didn't have to worry about the bureaucracy, but it was New York, so maybe he did. Fair enough. I mean, hey, even though given all of the stuff put together, that is like, okay, I can't ride for Trump anymore. He's just a. I'm doing fine. I'm just, I could be better. But I'm still in the camp that I'm not going to ride for this guy. I can acknowledge that greatest president of my lifetime. I like that he's doing this. I like that he's doing that. I like that he's doing that. But in my mind, he's just been. I've just relinquished him to the pool of politician. He's just another politician.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, you have your demands, but the biggest demands are economy, jobs, inflation. So another because the investment in AI, we've seen data centers blow up. If you go out right now and you go get a CompTIA A+ certification, you can get a job in a data center immediately making $30 an hour, and they're everywhere. So many data centers are fucking hiring right now because this is just the big AI is the biggest thing. Like it's like 20% of the stock market right now. So if somebody wanted to go this route, this is the new blue collar. This is the new middle class job that Trump is essentially like inflating with his policies.
It's fucking difficult, man. It's fucking difficult to parse through all of this shit. Section said we should stop all financial and military aid unless it's in the form of a high interest loan. What do we got? Well, I'm gonna give you a second to think about that. Let's shout out Jason with the $2. Thank you. So we're riding, and we're getting a treat for the Overlord. Thank you. So very, very much. Don't forget, guys, I still got the tattoo reveal coming up. So thank you very, very much, Jason. So yeah, section says we should stop all financial and military aid unless it's in the form of a high interest loan. What do you think of that?
We did a 5v5 last night on the Horse Radishes channel when I
nice.
Yeah, when I sealed up the #1 spot of season 1 as the best debater last night, just throwing that out there. But yeah, you should check that out, section 230. We covered that exact point in that the amount of money we bring in from trade, imports, and exports is around $5 trillion. That amount of money compared to what we spend on all defense is 5 to 1. Compared to just what we spend on foreign aid, it's about 500 to 1. So if we have a less safe Earth, if we have places like Israel that oversee the Strait of Hormuz and make sure there's stability and peace in that region, if they get conquered and Iran wants to fuck up our economy, they can do it at will. So having that small amount of money being spent to ensure stability in vital areas of the world pales in comparison to the amount of money our government brings in from the tax revenue from a global hegemony and free trade, something that hit its peak in 2023 in consumer confidence globally. So you should check out our debate from last night. We covered that after our big win.
Yeah, maybe we'll cover that for tomorrow's show, because that's definitely an interesting aspect of this. And again, I don't know well enough to argue on either side. With section saying, see how well their economy is doing. We don't clean up their problems from their welfare and have to pay their own defense budgets. And this is kind of I know you hate Dave Smith, but the perspective that was my default when, pre-Venezuela, when I saw that Dave had a lot of blind spots. The default should be like, okay, let's focus on domestic stuff. Or rather, only the domestic. I can't fucking talk. Let's talk about let's worry about domestic stuff and only deal with the foreign any foreign affairs that we directly, imminently need to.
Yeah, but it's we're talking about like what does the military do domestically that they're not able to do because
I'm not saying
intervention.
Well, I'm not saying the military specifically, but all of that all goes to the bottom line of money that we're spending. And so money that's not spent on a war, okay, maybe they're not going to allocate money from a specific operation to fix a school. But at the end of the day, the amount of money that we have to pour into issues of whether it is education or infrastructure or just the general culture, the things that that bring us together outside of politics, all of that is the same pool of money.
Okay, think of it like this. Instead of thinking of it like we're paying El Salvador's budget because we're paying them money to allow us to put terrorists in prison there. We're paying Israel's budget because we're hiring their military to go and oversee stability in a region. We're paying Ukraine's defense budget because in all actuality, we're propping up Ukraine from an invasion and depleting one of our major geopolitical rivals who's now seeing economic turmoil as a result of the war they started. Like, Unilateralism is basically these things need to be done. We're going to have enemies whether we like it or not. Those enemies are going to be making moves whether we like it or not. So why have U.S. soldiers die for Ukraine and Russia? Why not just give Russia or Ukraine some money and let them fight the war themselves? Why have U.S. soldiers die in the Middle East? Give Israel the money and let them oversee it. We have basically proxies, in a sense, that take care of this for us. And it's like the people that don't want us to give them money are also the ones that say we don't need to be there. And that's mistaken as fuck. If we let our allies drown, we lose.
So let's talk. Let's go back to let's talk about Ukraine. There's a little bit less baggage around that, whether it be Israel or the fact that it's happening, right now. So, what is the worry that if Putin invaded Ukraine, takes over Ukraine, and we must stop that at that point for what reason?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. It's one, the national sovereignty argument that they don't have the right to do it. Two, it's the domino effect argument that, like, when Hitler was in power, he was appeased. He went and took this nation, that nation, this nation, expanded his territory, and everyone just kind of let him do it. And then he built up his power base and was able to use these new resources he got for his power structure. It's about cutting off Putin early. So Putin's gone into three nations now in the last 15 years and taken them over. Ukraine will be the third. This will be a second attempt. He went for Kyiv immediately the first day. The tanks got stuck in the mud. That's the only reason he didn't take the whole fucking place.
I'm like, I like I'm a middle schooler. What is like? I understand that like if Russia is taking over the world, that yes, we want to prevent that. My question is more specifically about why Ukraine is the threshold of where we need to jump in. What specifically is happening with a Ukraine that's controlled by Putin that is such an issue for America?
It causes some difficulties for NATO, but really not that much. Prior to Ukraine overthrowing their previous president, Poroshenko, it was essentially a Russian vassal state. I think in like 2014 that happened. So it's not that big of a deal. It's more that we gave guarantees to Ukraine. If you get rid of your your long-range missiles and your nukes, if Russia attacks you, we will intervene. So nuclear deproliferation was the security guarantees we gave them. And we're not even holding up to those. We're not even going to combat for them. We're just giving them some money and giving them some old weapons. So like,
just some money, no big deal. And
troops are a bigger deal to me.
I just feel like that seems too convenient. Like, oh, trust me, we have to do this, otherwise that will happen, and that won't happen, and that won't. I mean, how is that not a slippery slope fallacy in and of itself?
Well, it's just a security. Security guarantees are part of treaties all the damn time. We have security guarantees with all sorts of people in Europe and such. That's Article 5 is the security guarantee that anyone attacked in NATO, all those countries will immediately arm and respond. And when France didn't, we changed the name of French fries to Freedom Fries. So, like, security guarantees are pretty normal. And to tell a country you have to get rid of your most powerful weapon, you're going to have to give them a security guarantee. And to honor our credibility as a nation, we have to uphold it.
Okay, let me throw a hypothetical at you because I do want to finish. I don't know if you're familiar, but I did a stream where I was like, all right, if we hit this goal, you guys get to pick my next tattoo. And I did not think we were going to hit the goal, and that was a whole thing. So I'm going to reveal that. But before I let you go, the what if instead of saying at that time that we have these guarantees for Ukraine, if we were able, whether you think it would be good or not, if we were able to get out of NATO and we're no longer a part of that, would you want America as an independent country to get involved, or because now there's the U.S. and NATO separate versus together, should that be a NATO problem?
Okay, you're not going to like this answer, but at the end of the day, this shows I am a pro-authority lefty. I want the United States to back off the world stage and put its military might and funding specifically into a UN-based army where all nations come together and do what the U.S. is doing now and put our time and energy into cleaning up the UN from all the bad China money they've been getting.
Guys, I did not realize we had a globalist. A fucking globalist. One world government. You want to eat the bugs and be happy?
I just want the check on the U.S. I think we have a little bit too much say over what the world does, and I'd like the world to be able to check us a little bit.
How can you simultaneously say we have too much power, but also we need to use all of this power, otherwise all of these bad things are going to happen?
Well, that's the thing about cleaning up the UN is we have to make sure that the World Economic Forum leftists get booted out. My anti-leftist stance isn't because I'm not left-wing. It's because I think leftists have ruined rational left-wing politics. And if we had a well-functioning UN, we could have one that's not corrupted by the bad guys, the bad powers. We could have one where the Saudi Arabia isn't on the fucking Women's Rights Council and UNRWA isn't in Gaza working with Hamas and shit like that. Like, we could clean this shit up and make it work.
Okay, but even on a basic, oh, I thought you said something different, but yeah, that too. But even on a basic level, you would agree that we have domestic issues, correct?
Yeah.
So how could it possibly be good for America to invite the problems of the rest of the world that we all seem to agree are worse, that America is in fact the best country? How does it help us as America to bring in the problems of the rest of the world?
Well, the better the world is, the more functional the world is, the better trade is. When you have a highly dysfunctional world with a bunch of wars going on, straits being shot at, mines being placed all over the place, it destabilizes global trade. Like it or not, we have a global economy. Everyone's lives are better off in terms of innovation and cost of goods as a result. So making that global economy stable is paramount. In order to do that, you have to have some sort of police. So America stepped up and did the job. I don't think it's our sole responsibility. I don't think we should be in the Strait of Hormuz, but our policy should be. So the way Trump's doing is hiring Israel to take care of it for us. I would rather have a world government in charge of shit like that. That the United States didn't have to solely take it on their own back to make sure evil people don't exist.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, you definitely know a lot more about how the world works than I do. But I mean, yeah, the U.S. correct.
You weren't gonna like it. Nobody in the chat is hating it.
Well, yeah, because it's. I mean, maybe you're not explaining it well or something, but it sounds like the exact thing that left, right, center, everybody has been like. Okay, this is the one thing we all don't want. Except for the communists, I guess.
Yeah, I'm a big government. I like my global. I think the UN needs a lot of cleanup before this can happen. There's all sorts of shit. They look the other way for human trafficking. They look the other way for terrorism. They look the other way for China doing all sorts of bad shit. World Economic Forum's deeply involved. You know, like the fucking WHO is deeply involved. They look past China and COVID and shit. There's all sorts of things that need to be cleaned up before this can work, but I still think it can work.
All right, fair enough. I will be. I'll certainly be looking for the manufacturing jobs going up in the next 3 years. That I think is a clear signal. I will be very. I'm not going to forget about this. I am definitely going to be trying to see how that would fit into anything that I understand about the world. Again, there's a lot that I don't understand about the world, but everything that I do understand about the world seems like that is a horrible idea. But I've been wrong before, especially with things that you've said. So I'll hope this is one of those times. I hope it's one of those times.
I don't think it's going to happen. That's my ideal worldview.
It's your wet dream.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I gotta go cook dinner for the wife. Take her easy.
All right, you want to shout out your channel and anything else that you're doing? Any debates or anything coming up?
I should have shouted out before I went on that UN tirade. It seems like I was cooking until then.
Yeah. There you go. But let them know anyway.
Yeah, no, it's just average debate and jury and YouTube and X. Nothing too planned. We just finished season 1 of Horseradish, and now I'm a mod on the channel and his Discord and all that. So I'm gonna be representing I'm gonna be like the union boss for the right wing people, because even though I'm not right wing, they feel a lot more comfortable talking to a honest and rational left winger, even though, the unicorn.
Shut up, Castle! What's good, Castle? We love you. We love you. All right, well, thank you for hanging out, brother. I do very much appreciate it. I always learn something when you come up here. I'm sure I'll see you on some panel somewhere, if not a debate, soon. You have a good one.
Have a good night.
Peace. All right. Yeah. There's a trust your gut. You want institutions like the WHO to have more authority. So that is. I hope that you guys could see there. I talk a lot about being comfortable in your ignorance. And so I like when Tyler comes up here, because whether or not I agree on every little thing that he says, he clearly understands a lot more about global affairs and foreign affairs than I do. If you couldn't see that, then hello. That doesn't mean, obviously, that we need to agree on everything. But you could see that there's a lot of time or a lot of places where I'm asking very basic questions, like, why is this good? Or why is this bad? Tyler is the man. We all have some crazy ideas, but, well, did you share the video? That's why. Did you like the video? That's why. Did you comment on the stream after the last stream after it was over? That's why. Anyway, but yeah, be comfortable in your ignorance, because you could see the moment. Where it was like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. And you have to be able to trust your gut enough to understand, even when you're talking to somebody who's smarter than you or more well-read on the subject than you, that you can parse out, that doesn't sound right to me. Even if I can't tell you why that is wrong, that doesn't sound right to me, because your principles should build up on each other. And so he was saying, I don't think that's going to happen. That's just where I see, where I see a perfect world. And I mean, if it was a perfect world, then I guess I would agree, because the centralization of everything, if it was good, would be a good thing. The problem with centralization is the fact that people are corrupt, right? It's not the notion that control is coming from one place. It's the fact that wherever that power is coming from can and likely will be corrupted. And so the more decentralization we're much safer in terms of the one power flipping on us. So let's have a little world peace and kumbaya. The problem with centralization is not just corruption. Okay, what other problems what are some other problems with the notion of centralization? If we live in a perfect world, we wouldn't need police or armies. Yeah. So that's kind of as close as I can get to it. But that's going to stick with me. So because he's as you saw, very happy to send the war powers here, there, and everywhere. And so it's not a matter of being left wing or woke or anything like that. It's I don't know. That just keep that in mind, because that is some point. I don't know when, I don't know where, but that is going to come back. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I wish it was here. Ooh, this will be good. Yeah, this will be good. So, now, let me know if the song is playing how it normally does downstairs before the stream starts, if you've heard that, or when we're doing push-ups, or if this sounds like it's supposed to sound, which you'll be able to tell. It's in the perfect spot to hide it from you. Perfect spot to hide it from you. What happened? It's showing up on my end. Hold on, let me try this. Okay. So wait, it was just while. All right, let's try that again because I feel like I was playing the music, and then it must have muted me. Maybe that's what it was. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. Because I had the song going, so we're good now, right? Good now. So I'm gonna open this. Why is it showing that the fucking
change?
It always is.
It starts with perspective. That's why Deloitte.
It always is. All right, hold on.
That's why Deloitte.
All right. Okay. So now I'm going to try to play the song again.
Now it's time. I'm here to resurrect the second coming of God. I come to wake the sleeping, the church to break the veil. Mortals, no illusions, no hollow in your face.
Oh, I mean it. Okay. So you couldn't hear me over the music. All right, whatever. Well, fucking Jesus Christ. Let me try one more time. Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear the music? After this, are we good or are we no good? Good. All right. It is time for the reveal. So, if you forgot, what had happened was, I was like, let's do stream goal. I should have put it so much higher. If I thought you guys would actually fucking do, I just gotta give you guys better incentives. Because apparently nobody. I was like, if we get, I think I only put it at like 50, like $100 or something. I was like, if you guys hit the goal, then you get to pick my next tattoo. You guys hit that goal real fucking. I did not expect that. I was like, fuck, but I'm a man of my word. And if I tell you I'm going to do something, do something. So, you get okay, you guys drop a bunch of ideas, crazy shit, whatever you got, It'll be the funniest thing for us as an inside joke. A little bit of drama in there, but eventually, the Trump as a Hindu god with many arms won the contest. So, I went and got shot. So we can see here, this is what it looks like. You know? Super skin. I do like this. They call it a second skin. I've heard of it before. I never used it. And instead of like having to like put lotion on every 5 minutes, you first 4 or 5 days. Can you imagine this is my actual skin I'm just peeling off? Yeah. Come on, baby. Oh, we're gonna have to repeat the song. Come on. Hold up. Okay. If you appreciate the dedication, please help support what we are doing here. This is my message to you. This is not a flash in the pan. This is a fucking lifestyle. This is a community. This is something that is going to be a part of my life forever. Just like you guys. Tattoos are not cheap, by the way. And it does. Oh, God. Oh, it's on my hair. Ah. If you believe that this is something that shows dedication, then show your own dedication. Oh my God, just ripping this off. Its own dedication. Ah! The hair. Oh man. Ah! All right, here we go. Here we go. Come on, this thing is fucking gigantic. All right, ready? Oh, holy! Hold on, let me like this real quick. See the fresh white. All right, here we go. Boom! We've got Trump. He's got his hat. He's a Hindu god. He's got his red tie. And he's got a little lotus flower. Because he's Hindu Trump. So the question is whether it feels good to get fresh air on it. The question, do I want it to be too obvious? Like, especially since, I don't really love Trump anymore. And he's not going to be a president forever. The question is, do I want to fill in some more shading? So that, like, you can tell that this is Trump. I mean, if you look up close, it's pretty fucking obvious. So you're seeing that face. Hold on, we gotta get the exact one. Where is it? Let me face. Which one is it? This one, right? Yeah. We use this fucking picture as the and so we did it. We fucking did it. If you know anyone who is that fucking real, then you can fucking tell me. But I think that makes me the most fucking gangster streamer that you have ever fucking, yeah, right? That would be insane. That you have ever seen on your phone, your whatever the fuck you're watching at. I don't know who else. I don't know who else it could be. Can't believe you got it. Thank you. It's good. Thank you. Hoping to trigger some lefties. I don't even know what that is. And yeah, we had the red. So in the tattoo up here, this is all black and gray except for the red sunset. And so it matches black and gray with red And then the red matches the tie matches that, which also matches the hat. Oh wait, that's the same side. How do I get you to? Oh, here, the hat. We got the MAGA hat, of course. It doesn't say. I mean, it's too small to actually say MAGA. But yeah, I'm thinking we could shade it in, and it'll look a little bit more like him. Or it could just, I mean, you know, leaving it like that. It's just like a little thing for us. Hey, bam, 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 bam. Shout out to Lone Wolf and Cub. Very, very much appreciated. $400. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wait. Everybody's gonna see it. There you go. All hail Hindu Trump. Here, get all this cinnamon sugar. Yeah. No, you gotta get the cinnamon sugar. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So very, very much. Let me say he's gonna import tons of Indians. Yep. Well, you know, H-1B visas are, you know, they're coming through. I mean, I don't have to run for. I don't have to ride for shit. I ride for. This is me riding for you guys. This is not me. Because remember, one of the other choices was Hillary Clinton with a penis. One of the other choices that you guys could have chose was Hillary Clinton with a penis. So I would have had her right there. Hindu Trumpstein. Yeah. There you go. Go get one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, if that's not dedication, I don't know what else to do for you guys. Surprises on the bold choice. Well, I mean, it had to be somewhere where you guys could see it, right? You got to be able to see it. If it's not there, then where else was it going to be? Like I was looking at there maybe, but again, just a small spot. Like I could have my entire do I have no, yeah. I forget about some of them. My entire right upper leg is clean. I'm probably going to do like one single thing there, but yeah, that's complete. There's plenty of space. But yeah, like I like I don't like the fucking the single sleeve thing, but I like having it from all the way. So I've got on my shoulder, I got my guitar, so we got some space in here. Especially, got to bulk up. And then I got my Believe Nothing. We got space in here. That was going to hurt like a bitch. We got space up here. And on this side, I've got the, the chest. Well, can you see? The chest piece that goes up to the corner with the cosmic stuff. And there's my wolf. And still nobody knows what this is. Still nobody knows what this is? Oh, man. I feel bad for your childhoods. Then I've got my lotus flower up here. And my Jersey girl. Oh, wait. Oh, no. I was right. Ugh. If you ask anybody in Jersey what exit, they'll know what it means. We got the state bird, the state flower. And everybody just talks about what exit they live on off of the turnpike. So, there we go. There we go. A Trump thuggy? What? Hey, shout out to Futo. Welcome. I was just revealing the tattoo. Did you see the Hindu Trump tattoo? We've got the Indian Jesus and the Hindu Trump with his lotus flower and his MAGA hat. Gang. What happened here? I kind of honestly expected you guys to go for that, and I that would have been fun. Hillary Clinton. Yep. Get a tattoo of just Hillary's penis on your upper leg. No. Somebody fucking finally, yeah, bro. Line Rider. Hold on, I'm gonna fucking find some Line Rider. So Line Rider was this Flash game that all the videos are like crazy stuff. But you would just draw lines on a blank canvas, and the lines then became the ground for this for the sled that line rider is wearing. And so depending on what you draw, then the sled, like, so if you draw a ramp, then and when you say go, he's gonna go and he's gonna go up on the ramp. If you do a loop, you're gonna do a loop. If you do a ramp and then a landing, then you got to make sure it's at the right angle, otherwise he's gonna fall in. So let's see what we got. These are all like crazy ones, but I just want like a basic. Let's try. Yeah, okay, let's see what this is.
And what it is basically is it's just this little guy on a sled that can ride around on the tracks. So basically it's just this little guy that you can make all kinds of tracks for. So if I draw down in here and like that, and then hit play, he will just ride on the tracks. Very good physics there, and he can also fall off of his thing. So if I draw a line down here and hit play, then he falls off.
Oh, but see, it was too far, so we crashed.
It's pretty simple how it works. And
so then, like, people go wild with it. And there's no classical music. Can we play? Actually, I don't really give a shit. I don't really give a shit about this stream. I think this is like public domain, right? So they drew out each of these lines specifically to go along with music. Oh! All fucking day. All fucking day. And that's another kind of thing like that. That it's exactly what the tattoo is for. Just where an inside joke of like, hey, I know what that is. And so now you guys all get to be part of this inside joke. It's not the easiest to show, but the Hindu Trump. Guys, I should have made some kratom. I probably could have gone on a little bit longer, but I'm starting to sweat and it's not feeling good. So I am going to head out. Let's give a big shout out before we go to all of the donations. And again, guys, tattoos are not cheap. And I just had to pay for my car on some bullshit and I got to bring it back. If you want to help a brother out, be like Jago, Texas, like Jason, and like hello, a wolf and a cub. Guys, thank you so very, very much. I actually got the tattoo. I mean, I don't know what else I could do. I'm here for real. We are doing this. This is part of my life now. This is part of my life. You are part of my life. This is something real. If you didn't know, now you know. If you thought there was other places where it was better to do anything in the world about coming together, being part of a community, understanding reality, this is better. Got Benny Banana, welcome. Came in at the last minute, but I did. I will show off. You can be part of the inside joke. I'm the Indian Jesus, and this is the Hindu Trump. Indeed, but you can be the man, and I'll be the lady. So give me all your money, Benny. Thank you so very, very much. We were about to wind it down, but please do follow, subscribe, do all that stuff. I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes just like right now, whenever I feel like it. As you can see, I am dedicated to the game anything I would do for you. All I ask is that you hit like, you hit subscribe, you share the video, leave a comment on the stream after it's done. All those little things, guys. Let's do it. Let's do it. As I've been saying, we are so much closer to the beginning than we are to the end. We've got so much work to do, and we're only just getting started. So thank you so very, very much for hanging out, guys. Until next time, this is the Overlord Morty, and I have been your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time, guys, we are out of here. Peace.